Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Console Gaming League's first Call of Duty Warzone tournament. I'm Corbec, joined here by Virus on comms, bringing you some of our fast-paced action. How are you doing today, Virus?
Doing good, doing good. Glad to be here.
Maybe an unfortunate gamer tag, now that I think about it, in this
Yeah.
time. I'm sure you've heard that one before.
Yeah, 12-year-old me didn't think that one through, so...
Well, 12-year-old me lacking some foresight. I understand 100%. So for those of you who aren't familiar, this is a kill race tournament. Pretty simple stuff for those of you who are familiar with the Battle Royale community, but first time really we've done this in the Warzone. Essentially, teams will be dropping in. They're trying to kill as many people as possible. Both kills and placements count for an overall point total. That point total is then carried over into a rank, which is what you see on your screen right now. So as you know, Virus, our EU teams already went off earlier this morning. We've got some of their scores here. Anything interesting that you kind of noticed just taking a quick look at them?
Just looking at KRC, they basically were killing one person a minute with the way the tournament rules are set up, which is pretty insane.
That is insane.
They were probably making use of the Blackbird, the triple UAV, to figure out where everyone is on the map and going to the highly populated areas to clean that up.
Indeed, yeah. KRC currently in the lead with Pacotrones Spain shortly behind them. Well, actually, more than shortly. It's a pretty wide gap, but of course, none of our NA teams have really taken the stage yet. We only had about 17 EU teams in the tournament, but almost, I think, 80 teams overall, so about 75 competing right now. We'll be going for the next, I believe, is an hour and a half, and then we'll be taking a brief break for the teams to reset themselves, and then we will pick up for the rest. So my experience with Warzone may be a little limited, Virus, but I very much enjoy the game mode. But can you maybe explain what's different about this idea behind the kill race? I think you mentioned it earlier with the multiple sort of Blackbirds and UAVs, how it differs maybe from how you would normally want to play the game.
So in Warzone, there's a currency system that allows you to buy specific loadouts, perk, kill streaks, things like that, armor plates, and the way you generate money is through a contract system that kind of push the pace of the game. To my knowledge, there's 3 contracts. There's a recon contract that basically tells your team to go to a specific position and capture that location. It also tells you the location of the next circle, kind of like Pathfinder's Ultimate in Apex Legends.
Yeah.
There is the scavenger contract that is guaranteed loot. So you pick up a scavenger contract and it tells you there is a crate here that only your team can loot. And after you loot 3 of those specific crates, your team gets a contract of money as well. The last one is the bounty contract that basically says the person you need to kill is on this portion of the map, and after you kill them, you get money. And again, the money is used to buy UAVs, loadouts, things like that.
All right, well, we're going to swap over to some of our action now, get an idea of what our teams are looking at. We have Berserkers, One Reason, GG, Owl, and Team Miscreant. Funny enough, I wonder if Owl is connected to... We saw Team Owl playing last night for our Overwatch, Virus. You might not be aware of that, but I do wonder if they are connected. Some sort of early decisions going here as we focus in on Berserkers for a second. You see them playing with the... what is that, actually? Is that the LMG? I tell you what, I get the guns confused in COD so much because they all look kind of the same to me, and I feel like that's absolutely tragic.
Yeah, I generally lump the guns together in groups. So you have, your LMGs, your chain guns, your
Yes.
ARs, which are like your M4s. You have your snipers, and then you have your marksmans and SMGs. You also have shotguns, but really those are only used at the start of the game. Very few people carry those into mid or late game.
All right, so it looks like they are taking this vehicle, and you can see already by the fast pace of their movement here, they're really hunting for the kills. That's the speed that we're seeing Berserker showing right now, perhaps living up to the name, and also, spending the cash right there, at least to get out. Resource management in this game, a little bit different, I would say, from something like Apex, right, where you have to watch your ability cooldowns, or even Fortnite, right, where you're keeping track of your building materials and that sort of thing. It's very much a mitigation of money, and I would say the secondary currency is armor plates, right? The ability to keep yourself up.
Correct, and you have the ability to convert your currency, your money, into armor plates at buy stations. There are approximately, say 20 buy stations around the map, but only 15 of those are guaranteed to have a buy station on every map. So that's how every time it changes. So this buy station that they're currently pushing now, because one of their teammates was just called back in, Yep, you can see right there. I don't know if you saw, but there was like a little crate in the middle there. That was a recon. They were completing the Pathfinder Ultimate contract there to try and figure out where the next circle was. And whenever you activate that contract, it shoots a giant yellow flare up in the air that kind of says, "Hey, we're over here. If you want to fight us, come get it."
Yeah.
And they did. They did get him. And they kind of mowed him down there. I wonder now if they're gonna find somebody else who's hidden up around here, but no, I don't think so.
And you can see that they're currently doing the recon contract as well. The more people you have on the contract, the faster that bar fills up. And you'll notice now, if we happen to see them hit their map button, we'll see that there's a kind of yellow circle silhouetted in the middle, and these contracts stack. So if you happen to do 3 or 4 of them in rapid succession, you can see where every circle is going to be for the next 5-10 minutes, so you can plan ahead.
Yeah, certainly a little bit of a different play style than what I would be doing. Oh, good lord. He's gonna get run over by a truck there for a second.
Yeah, that's one thing with COD is there's no friendly fire with vehicles.
Yeah, I know.
You can run your teammate right over.
Yeah, it is lovely. It's so interesting. I think the vehicle gameplay too, and I do wonder, we haven't seen it yet, obviously, on this particular individual, but if any of the members of Berserkers are kind of running the RPG or that rocket secondary, can be so critical even in the early game, because it's the use of vehicles is so predominant, especially by people who really kind of just troll around in them. It's cheap kills, and it looks like they might have actually caught on to somebody over here. That you definitely heard the call out there, the heartbeat sensor popping out for a second, didn't pick up anyone. Oh, there they go. Ouch.
Solid shots, nice knock.
And pushing up aggressively too. I mean, this is the kind of thing we would expect from the high level play, right? Not really giving them any time to breathe once they have their targets in sight.
One's in that building. Push that building. Don't smoke up.
Heartbeat sensor out again, just getting a quick check in. They know somebody's in here, and right through the front door.
Yep, does a quick push.
He jumped out.
What?
Looks like he went out and pushed up through the smoke potentially.
Yeah, I think he pulled a rudder there. Do they have another person on the heartbeat sensor though? So they're not.
Right there.
Oh, there he is.
On the street. There's that building right there.
Yep, almost cracked armor as he went into the house. That's one solid playstyle if you're fighting a team, is to just bleed plates out of them, then push them. So that way you know you have the armor advantage.
And there, I think we saw the contrail from the rocket launcher coming in. So they are running somebody as the rocket man. That confirms it right there.
On the street.
Got another one on site here. They're really pushing the squad. I wonder if this is the. Caught out looking.
Yeah, unfortunate. At least he confirmed the kill though.
Rough, and off to the gulag he goes.
This is a mechanic unique to this BR. Basically, you get to 1v1 your way back out of death. So instead of having to rely on your teammates to get you back up, if you do happen to die before, I think it's third to last circle, you have the ability to 1v1 somebody and come back to life.
Yeah, it's a fascinating mechanic actually, and it doesn't necessarily preclude team play, because you can, as you can see now, I think they're calling out here just a little bit, giving an idea of where to look.
Dude,
yeah, and this is where teams that have played together for a while can really shine, with the call outs and everything like that, because everybody plays different. Some people like to be told specifically every time when they make a move. Other people like to just be told the generic and where they go, and they make the plays themselves. You could hear there that they were saying to your right, to your left, pushing, things like that, making constant call outs, which helps a ton.
It does, and this is the last squad member, of course, I think, in the rotation now. Oh, straight through the fire, no hesitation there. Looking for the next target, can't quite find him. Maybe hiding on the backside. Oh,
let's go, Sleepy.
Unfortunate.
Hold on, I gotta report this.
So now we're going to swap over to One Reason GG there. Berserkers maybe meeting a bit of an unfortunate fate in the gulag, though they looked good for a while. It just ultimately didn't work out in their favor. Toting the MP7 here, but on such a, I guess, wide-ranging area of the map. Oh no, he's got his assault rifle backup.
Yeah, he has an M4. Generally, most people build for one specific, like a close range, one long range type weapon, and it looks like that's his loadout here.
Yeah, I would almost say, I'd say this feels like kind of the standard battle royale setup, right? A lot of the time. They've got a target in their sights now, coming off the high ground. Should be relatively easy stuff. I doubt they have any idea that they're up here.
Get aggressive on this dude down. Oh, nope. They have a sniper.
Oh, no, you heard the call there as well. I think you guys are getting the audio. They saw the sniper. Maybe decided that discretion is the better part of valor, at least in this case.
Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people struggle with is shooting early and letting them know basically, hey, we're over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wrecked. Oh my lord. Was waiting for him to come down the slope. That is just unfortunate.
Yeah.
You guys got this.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things, right? I think a lot of more inexperienced players in any battle royale format do feel that need when they kind of have the target in their sights. You want to take your shots, right? You try and get them down, but often you're just giving away free information to the other team. Oh, that's
there.
Unfortunate.
Broken legs as he came in.
You got the people on the left sniping? Yep.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't done that.
Yeah, you know, we've all been there, right? You're still, everybody's still trying to figure out the exact mechanics of the whole cut and drop, right?
Yeah.
Every once in a while you mess up. I actually do think the cut and drop is one of the more interesting battle royale drop mechanics we had, in any of the games that have been released so far. The momentum shifts and kind of the directional shifts. It's a fascinating little way to go.
It's what Warzone and Fortnite, correct, are the only two that have the cut drop?
Yeah, I feel like Fortnite has a slightly different iteration of their whatchamacallit, they're like gliders or parachutes or whatever they are, but for some reason it just feels very unique in Warzone. I mean, one of the many, I think, interesting, unique aspects of the game mode, kind of pinned down by snipers here.
Yeah,
it does preserve momentum very well, as compared to maybe like Apex or something where you're just on kind of a constant glide even when you're
You can see the sniper to their left there when he pops up the sniper flare from the scope. That only shows up when the opposing sniper is actually aimed down sights on you.
Oh, lens flare.
Yeah, lens flare, sorry.
Oh, I don't think there was any. Was there somebody in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I think they're still pinned down by the sniper. Yeah, they sure are. You can see the lens flare coming out of the tunnel just there again. Kind of a difficult position for them right now because you can see they're outside of the ring. They will have to move up through open ground where they're getting covered by that sight line, and they are running out of time to do it.
Yeah, their best chance here is someone pushes up underneath the railroad tracks and fights the team on their left, and they can push.
Oh, he's got his revolvers out now, so it's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, the dualies.
The dualies.
Every time I die to those, man.
You get what I'm saying, Eric? Oh, stop.
Checking some fire down range. They do have targets over there. Of course, they're not keeping any sort of sight line on the sniper. I think they're just hoping that he remains posted up.
On your right. Good shit, Plex. Shit, boy.
Good kill right there, I think.
Yep, solid kill. 5 teams, 10 players total. Very, very solid chance of them making top 3 and even taking first here. His teammate got knocked. Not sure if he has self-revive.
Well, he's playing pretty far off him, so no, I don't think he does because he's still down, so I assume that he's officially out of it.
Yeah, he's just mailing it in, and he's trying to full send it right now, giving him the shaky boots as he pushes in from the sniper. Right there in front of him.
Oh,
nice.
Well done.
Solid cleanup from the zone right there, giving him the assist.
Swips the armor plate, but too late. He's brought down. Still 4th place, not bad.
Not bad. One shy though. One shy.
One shy, right? So just for those of you to have the reference here, there's winning or first place is 10 points, second place is 5 points, third place is 3 points, conveniently. Each kill is worth 1 point, and then each chunk of 1,000 damage is worth 1 point. So that's how we're kind of totaling up the scores tonight. Never even been close to third place in my time playing Warzone, if I'm being honest. The old hiding and not trying to find anyone's strategy, kind of mixed results.
You saw there too at the end on their score screen, you could see that they had 3 contracts completed. So that's really solid play by them. That's going to lead to more money in their pockets, which leads to more kill streaks, their loadout earlier when they need it, always making sure they have plates. So that's very crucial in them getting the win.
Right, indeed. Yeah, the constant, like I said, the constant juggling management of plates is a big part of the game. I would say it's interesting. You were saying earlier with the pushes where you literally are just trying to burn out as many plates as you can to get in there and cause havoc. We're back on Berserkers again, who had a little bit of a kind of I don't want to say abysmal run, but definitely a less than satisfactory run we saw on screen
I got 3
not that
kills so
long
far.
ago. Got the heartbeat sensor, and somebody's got 3 kills, so good for him.
Solid callouts. Solid callouts.
Call outs. Yeah.
See nobody on the heartbeat.
God, the heartbeat sensor, that brings back horrifying memories, I must
Dude.
admit.
Finding one of those early games, like when you land, open a chest, and it spits out a heartbeat sensor, you just have wall hacks. Like it's
You do,
ridiculous
you
how
do.
good those things are early game.
Yeah, with Call of Duty, what is it? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remaster coming down. Maybe we'll see a resurgence in the, like, what was it, AA-12 quarter camp with the heartbeat sensor that plagues the dream of many gamers of my age group, if I'm being honest. Or
Those and the models
Yeah, good lord.
running around dual models somehow can shoot both of them and not break your wrist.
Yep, I remember. It was good times, to be fair. But yeah, they're really clearing this out kind of systematically here. They are using the heartbeat sensor, but they don't
each other, like leave like a nice
have a lot on.
Makes sense if you get what I'm
Yeah.
like this is perfect.
They do have a
Okay.
munitions box waiting for them if they ever end up finding an RPG.
Over here.
They can refill that.
Oop. Looks like they've caught somebody maybe on the heartbeat sensor. They're gonna push.
Gonna hit nobody. Oh, they're pushing this way.
yeah,
They're in
right side.
one of these bunkers.
One big learning curve too with the heartbeat sensor is learning the meter distance.
Oh,
With the flash.
it's
full
flashbang.
flash.
Oh, that's you.
Oh no, oh,
Yeah,
his teammate.
teammates. Thank
Oh,
God for no
right.
friendly fire.
Yeah, that would be if this was Siege, somebody would be very dead right now.
Yeah, the one on the
Okay.
There's the munitions. He's cashing it in.
He's down.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a lethal equipment, so he didn't get like double grenades there.
Broke a shield. Broke
Great little play though around the corner. Took a lot of damage though. Unfortunately, gonna have to kind of keep peeking this.
Teammate was able to clean it up though. He knocked the plates off, and his teammate came in and just
taking one of their guys.
played team janitor for him.
Somebody's dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, and it does help. Unfortunately, they lost one person in there, so maybe a chance to come back in through the
Beast,
gulag, but
honestly.
I fucking.
Yeah, and my mental math is telling me they don't have enough to buy their teammate in it. 41
do
or
not.
4,500 combined to buy one of
an
their.
RPG right now.
Even though they are close to some buys, looks like they're not gonna be able to make use of it. Oh, doesn't matter. The teammate won the 1v1, and he's coming back.
I had a dope ass
of course he does come back with functionally nothing, but they have tons of gear for him.
Yeah, he can just redrop right on top of them. Pick up any gear he had. The only real thing you lose when you die is your money.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the percentage is. Me and my friends have been trying to figure it out, but it seems somewhere like
Want to say
40% to 60% of your money when you die just evaporate. So that's the big thing you lose when you full wipe.
Put your money together. Let me get a UAV.
yeah? Do you want to? Okay, yeah. Meet at the buy box. You guys want to fucking just wait till the loadout, the free one comes?
Looks like they are gonna push the buy box here.
No, I know, but if we do kill somebody, I mean, I'm down
No,
just
no,
to
I'm
wait.
going for kills right now. I'm going for kills right now.
You guys have enough for UAV or?
Looks like they're compiling their money to buy something. Maybe a UAV.
Yeah,
Money.
you hear the discussion right there, thinking about going to the buy box, so they may maybe have a kill streak in mind, or I think they were talking about loadouts there for a second as well. So
Or the fucking bounty.
Yeah, recently with the previous patches, they raised the loadout price, so they didn't have enough for that.
justifiably so, to be honest. The loadout
Yeah.
is it.
If we can get a
I think I will admit, when I was first playing, I felt like the loadout felt a little bit clunky and kind of odd. But realistically, for someone who does put a lot of time into the game, it is one of the, if not the most valuable drop, right? With all your various perks and what have you, and even of course some Warzone specific perks available as well. That was clever. Like that.
I got you. You got one too.
See here, they
Bounty
picked up the
contract.
bounty
Yeah.
contract, so they hopefully he'll hit his map here.
Bounty.
It'll show us. It gives us a larger circle around the person, and as they get closer, the circle gets smaller and smaller. Also, if you are being hunted, you're on the other end of this contract. You're informed. It says it tells you which member on your team is being hunted, and it gives you a threat meter. It has yellow, orange, and red. Basically, if they're red, they're right on top of you. Yellow means they could be anywhere on the map, and orange means they're approaching.
Indeed.
Yep.
Playing out
Heading
here
UAV
through
right
the
here.
airport.
Oh, wait. wait, no.
Bit of a delay there on their end, I think.
Yeah, I think they're on top of
Yeah,
the.
it looks like their stream was buffering.
Let's push them.
Looks like they might have got somebody actually on site. They seem to be, yeah, they might be on top of the aircraft control tower actually, and you can hear the rocket man of the squad wants to fire a couple of rockets up there. They do, I think, have them on site now.
One that's a little further.
Yep, it looks like they're in that middle section right there of the tower. To my knowledge, the only way to get on the top or the second tier down is to fly in. Looks like they have a car pushing them right now too. Not sure if that vehicle saw them.
Oh, I think it did, because they've actually, yeah, they've gotten out of the vehicle. So maybe between a bit of a rock and a hard place here, they've lost one. I think that was their rocket man as well. Push back onto the street, spraying with that LMG.
The angle they have right now is really, really solid. The team above them can't shoot down on them because of the buildings and the way that the angles work, and they have the ability to blast this team in the middle.
Fortunately, they have lost their teammate completely. Oh, he's landing the shots, but just not enough. You can see the hit marker going off there.
Airstrike.
Precision airstrike as well. This is not good.
I lowered one shield off on one.
Is it safe to go up there?
Let's see here. Is he going to take the zip line and push this team?
Oh no, I feel like that would be unwise.
I mean, I'm about it. We'll send it if you're going to send it, right?
Yeah, I guess, you know, go hard.
It's not safe to go up. So
No, you can hear the call. It's not safe to go up. He's got him dead to right. So there goes the armor. Nice drop.
Yeah, you want to thirst that? Nice play.
Fucking god.
All right, he's lost his other team member as well. So it's just the lone berserker left.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely knows he's got somebody back over there.
10 kills is his team right now. 10 kills is his team right now.
Ooh. Now,
Two
unfortunately, he
behind
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't know if that's above him though, right? I think presumably could be the tower.
Correct. Yeah, you don't get elevation with the heartbeat sensor.
Well, he's gonna
cracked
push.
in the back.
Did they
Yeah,
use the RPG?
he's just going in. Checks the site. No, nothing. Looking down the tunnel. Nothing there either. And he checks the heartbeat sensor. It's almost like he's clear here. Oh, there he's got him.
Oh, yeah, don't let him know
Yep.
you're there.
No idea. Oh, he saw
And
him.
he's spotted him. He spotted him.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a straight gunfight, and unfortunately, he can't go
over
up
the
on top.
shoulder.
And to the gulag he goes.
Nice. He and K both
Switching
did,
over to Al.
like 5,000 damage together.
Yeah. I fucked that truck up, but apparently the
Oh, taking some shots there. This is a difficult little gunfight. Oh, I'm sorry. This is OHP Red, not Owl.
I can't over there. His head up.
Who? Oh boy. We have fun here at the CGL. Target all sorts of things going on in this particular setup.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's
The
someone who's called
airstrike,
in.
gunfire, people you calling out, targets popping up all over the place.
Yeah. Someone
More
even called in
pings
their
than you can
teammates
shake.
back in Storage Town. That's what that
Yeah.
red flare was in the sky.
More pings than you can shake a stick at right now on the
Yeah.
screen as well.
The old Call of Duty syndrome. Do I shoot at the one on the left, one at the right? End up just shooting
yeah.
straight down the middle.
Very true. Up over to the gas station now. Playing out in this open area always has its own risk. Couple of good shots right there, though. I think he didn't quite break the armor, but he definitely got damage on. Gotta love that. the slide walk, a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I haven't seen that though.
All right, got the rocket now. Looks like they're kind of just backing off. I guess they didn't want to continue whatever madness was going on over there.
Yeah, I'm guessing that either their sniper was dead or they don't have a sniper on their team to take those mid to long range fights.
Well, rocket going out. Nice shot. Disabled the vehicle. They'll throw in the C4 as well. And there's some definite
Good
kills
off.
there.
I thought he would have died. That's why I didn't even throw my C4 right away. Hey, we could buy him back.
Oh shit! I didn't even know. Okay.
That was well played. That was quick reactions there as well. Good general call out to you to follow up with the C4. It's interesting if you heard what they said. They actually didn't know if anybody was alive when they C4'd it, which I thought was kind of funny.
One thing too, a lot of people don't know with C4 is you actually don't have to wait for it to land to use the detonation button again. The
Right.
use button, whatever button you use to open doors, if you've rebound or remapped any of your keys, will also detonate the C4 in the air. So if you have two, you can throw one and hit that button. It'll detonate as it's flying if you need to without having to throw your second.
Right, of course. So they are redeploying their squad mates. So you might have been on the correct path there when you said that their sniper was down, which slowed their push. Oh, but now they're getting pushed themselves. Great shots there. A little bit of wall damage as well. Actually going to push straight up.
A little bit of pre-fire. Nice.
Closing the angle. Beautiful kills, actually. Oh, takes some damage, though. Has to duck back. Yeah, barely got around the wall in time, if we're being honest.
Re-peeking with no plates. I like it. I like it.
Got the kill.
Yeah,
it worked.
Would have expected him to plate, so did they. So he got the free push on him. Be a shame to lose a teammate after they just bide back in.
Someone in police station. Yo, behind me, behind me.
Oh no, 2 down now.
Yeah, you can hear the call. They're getting...
I'll stop the bleeding.
There's so many people.
Bro, I don't know why you guys rotated this way.
Unfortunately, that's
All
the
right,
problem.
got him up. Unfortunately, there's the rotation. Oh, Tuck's behind the wall. He's down again. Yikes. Oh, no. Oh, GG's.
I didn't even notice. Should have said something.
Rotating back over to Ignition Red here, who looks like they're pretty early stages of the game, actually, judging by those numbers I see up in the top right corner. 127, obviously dropping pretty fast. 55 squads left.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when you call in your teammates, you do send that red flare up. That also is a giant beacon of there's people here.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where, you know, maybe I feel like it's easier to get away with those kind of team reses in, say, Apex. It's harder. It almost feels harder in Warzone because there are so many players in the lobby, even though the map is obviously scaled, right?
Yeah.
He heard something really that got him to jump. That was interesting.
To the left, yeah.
Oh, Friday the 13th action for you there.
They went on.
Couple of dulcitory shots, not really sure where those came from. Checking on the backside, taking a look, can't really see anything. Bit of awkward position. They're actually pretty exposed out here in the middle of the warehouse.
There's also a thing right in front of y'all at the buy station. Can't wait to fucking get spawned in and get fucking sniped from like 9 years away.
Another team calling back in. Let's
and
see
there goes the flare, though.
Yeah, there's the flare. Let's see what happens.
You getting shot from?
Unfortunately, there's somebody. I'm pretty sure there's somebody here with them, right? Like they heard some shots earlier on and kind of got them a little freaked out. And I think they hear more gunfire now. Fortunately, the stream a little choppy on their end, so we're missing maybe some of the action. We will be switching to OH. We will be switching to One Reason GG here just because of those connectivity issues. As interesting as that situation I think was about to be, unfortunately, not so interesting when all you can see is a various set of pixels.
Yeah.
Some of us are old, but not old enough to appreciate that particular kind of gameplay.
And here we go, another buyback. Let's see if we get some action here.
We have actually seen a lot of buying back in so far. We've seen a lot of redeployment so far. It's very interesting, I would say, compared to some of the games that I've casted for Apex in the CGL, where really the deaths not quite as frequent among those teams. And I do wonder if there's a reason, perhaps, that Call of Duty is more deadly. Is it just the lack of shields, lack of healing? I'm not sure. It's interesting. Maybe the lack of abilities in general.
Yeah, I think it has to do with a lot of utility and like time kill on weapons.
Yeah, it does feel like the TTK obviously a little bit different for COD. So
it's probably the guys that were they're going to the buy. Yep, they're at the buy.
Sounds like there's people over here at the buy that they just used. They just called in their teammates, so now we're gonna have a good old-fashioned scrap.
They called their friends, and then their friends called their. Oh, comes right out hard onto him. No mercy there. Well done.
Oh, I thought for a second there he was gonna get in the car and run him down.
Yeah, I did as well. Just maybe you thought about it. You know, not gonna lie. Oh, that would be an RPG.
Did he self-res?
Yeah.
Playing this pretty cautious. I don't know if they're expecting somebody to redeploy. Is that what they're thinking of?
Yeah, they had already called in their team. There are a couple of times where you can be fighting somebody and their teammate just lands in behind and cleans up. So that could be what they're afraid of here, but it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen.
Something you got to watch out for.
Car coming behind us.
Car behind us, yeah.
One's up close.
They're getting pushed from the backside now. You heard the call out there from the car. Ooh. That's a little bit of damage. They kind of traded armor damage there briefly. There's the car just pumping a bunch of shots into it. It's going to drive right by. This is a dangerous position out here in the middle of nowhere, though. He needs to get back into some kind of cover.
Yeah, he doesn't have ammo to spare either. He's got one clip left in each gun. That's it.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. Good catch, Myers. Actually, yeah, that's you're going to be down to bad language in a minute. One knife and a dream.
Yeah. Want to throw hands? We'll throw hands.
Yeah, one knife in a dream. He does take the time to re-armor up, though, which obviously sensible. And you're right. He desperately needs ammunition, and you can't help but wonder. I think he's probably a little lower than his two teammates, though, because they have not fired quite as much.
He's running on fully. He has no tactical. He has no lethal. He has nothing.
Some
21
shots
bullets
coming
in
in
a
there as
dream.
well. 21 bullets in a dream. There you go. He's got a little bit more.
Yeah. He's got
Give it
two
up just a
packs.
bit.
Two packs.
Yeah, that's great. He's fine. He's got more than enough. Now I'm going to switch over to that
They're on me, bro.
AK-47.
And you can see here the hunted profile that I was talking about earlier. You can see that their thread is orange, which means the team is approaching. And here shortly, it'll probably reach red unless, and there we go, red, which means they're very, very close.
Actually have decent positioning here in regards to the ring, so they can kind of play on the outside edge for a little while if they so choose. They've got those enemies on scan as well, but somebody's firing, so they've got action on one of their sight lines.
You can see here that orange is the one being hunted, which is the individual we're spectating right now. So one thing to note too is that giant yellow circle that they get to see where they are is only on the hunted target. So if he's in building 1 and his teammates are in building 2, they theoretically have that, surprise advantage for building 2.
Catches them out in the open there. Some good damage coming in, but they've got a teammate down now on the roof, and that's definitely a sniper. I'm gonna have to play that really cautious. Ooh, going for the revive. Okay.
They're not gonna hit you.
One of the more interesting aspects too of Warzone is it doesn't force you into kind of like a prescribed revive animation in terms of how you position your body, which allows you to do stuff like that, unlike something like Apex, which does kind of force you into the crouch, or even your Battlefield 5s or your Rainbow 6s. I think it does make it a lot easier.
The revive mechanic definitely feels unique to this game. It also, you don't have to maintain line of sight on the person you're trying to revive. So once you start it, you can crouch, look wherever you want, things like that. You can revive people out windows. If you stand up, look down at them, start the revive, then you can go prone and revive them through the wall, basically.
Yeah, it's actually hugely advantageous, and it's a small mechanic when you think about it. You usually don't think about the actual mechanics of the res outside the res itself, but it does make such a difference. Perfect example was the situation we just saw on the roof there. I mean, able to protect himself from the sniper. Oh, he's through the window. Let's see what he's got.
All right, bro.
Speculative shot that way. He's actually going to push this pretty aggressively.
Yeah, they have the circle pushing in on them, so they probably saw their window of opportunity and they have to take it.
Yep, me too. From up top.
Oh, they've lost, but one of the teammates is down. I think the other one got clipped as well, if their comms are anything to go by, and they're still having to push this angle up to the store here.
Yeah, it looks like they had someone on the roof edge guarding. Someone just called in their teammate on the buy to their left. There's a lot of people here.
So they averted the bounty, which isn't bad, but now he's completely sectioned off. You can see his teammate trying to come back to him there on the mini map. Oh, good eyes. I didn't see that at all.
Shot.
Little shells.
Well,
first couple times you go to Superstore, you end up just dying to someone who's in a spot you didn't know you could get there. So
yeah, I would
probably spend some time here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a new player, I would never think. Oh, he's got another one.
Nice.
He jumped on me.
And they've got a third. Oh.
The old click of doom. He ran out of bullets.
Good.
Yeah. He porpoised him there too. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, the old drop shot, man.
The old drop shot. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you know, funny enough, like as I was saying though, as a new player, I would never think to check those shelves. So it's a learning. I'm learning.
You have to go in there, you have to die from that corner, and then you check it every time from now on.
I'm gonna pick up the sniper and drop this ugly ass AK if you want it.
I got the sniper rifle now. He's dropping the quote ugly ass AK.
Yeah, dude, he's talking trash on someone's loadout. That's just toxic.
This ugly ass AK.
Get that.
You know, they're ugly, but they're functional. That's that's what they were built for.
Yeah.
Rugged. Just taking a quick run on the outside edge here. Kind of a bit of a, I think, a bit of a ways to go here in the circle. And the call already is to be cautious. You can hear in the comms.
What's good, bro?
Looks like they got a, what is that, PlayStation notification?
Yep.
We're in a trio tourney right now.
You can see his teammates got the dual magnums.
His
The man of culture.
The dualies. Let's go.
Ah, fuck. I don't have Ghost.
I have a fucking LMG and RPG. I'm not out running.
Pushing forward. Oh, up high. Oh, great slide into
Somehow
cover.
makes
Well
it through.
done.
Yeah.
You didn't even lose that much from that, actually. Wow, well
Yeah.
done.
Those guys missed a lot on him, but they managed to crack his armor, which again, that's bleeding plates in the late rounds. He now has to be smart with his fights.
Yeah, indeed, it is a loss. Oh, there we go. Well done.
Still had to finish him, then I don't think that guy had a self-risk. There may be more team. Yep.
RPG'd me, bro.
Well, that'll do it.
He's right here.
Yeah.
Not a lot you can do.
Bitch.
Not what you want to
Go
do.
big, go big. Don't even
Oh
go first.
man,
Go
they're
big.
both down here. What, third teammate coming
No, you're good.
back in, kind of just running around. The gas is closing in, so that I think signals the end of these two.
Maybe. Yeah, there goes.
Well, there's one at least.
He may.
Oh man, come on.
Gas mask ran
The
out.
disappointment palpable. Right there.
Even if they didn't fight that team, I still don't think they would have made it through that circle unscathed. It would have definitely rotted all of their plates off. Because I think only one of them had a gas mask. And to get through the airport, it's not a straight line. You've got to custom angles, go up, go down.
Yeah, it's a rough ending for sure, but you know, it's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes the bear gets you.
Yeah.
OHP dropping in now. OHP is an org. They do, I believe, have 3 teams entered in the tournament. So plenty of opportunities for them to walk away with a slice of the prize money here. Is that cut and drop we were talking about earlier with the parachute. Gets me every time. Not gonna lie.
Solid cut.
Yeah, solid cut, well timed.
I'm really glad he picked up the Betty here. So many people just run past equipment. See right there, he could have thrown that Betty down on the ground because he's not coming back for it. Deploy it. Pick up that Simtex after. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely with the mines in general, right? I mean, they're essentially just fire and forget devices unless you're using them in a very specific way.
Yeah.
Bounty already averted. Good for them.
That's always convenient when someone starts hunting you and then another team kills the hunter.
Yeah, kills them. Yeah.
And the hunters become the hunted and you get money for it. That's always a win.
Easy points. Easy points.
That shit scared me.
Take a quick look here.
Little bit of lag here, but should clean up.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's only so much you can do about that.
Yeah.
You drop your money.
Whoa! Everything kicking off right there. All he can do is scramble for the hills, try and get through the window. He does make it to safety. Woo! Definitely heard shots.
To buy their teammate back here, and they are approaching a buy. The drawback is this is kind of like a little spot you go to die most of the time. There's houses looking at the buy. There's cliffs looking down at the buy.
It's an ambush heavy zone for sure, and it is, I think, one of the more risky buy boxes.
This is one of the buys I wish I had smoke grenades on my loadout.
For sure. See how they play it, though. I mean, if they're determined to pick something up. I have actually died in this garage before, for familiar territory.
There are many like it, but this garage is.
Yeah, this garage is mine.
I'm driving. On y va.
I'll ride along.
We're ready to pick it up.
Alrighty then, popping over to Truth here, which is riding the heli in towards the aircraft control tower here. Okay, all right, air assault.
They just slung the helicopter in the top of the tower to kill anyone up there if they were.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Love to see it.
You do love to see it. It's a creative use of the vehicles. I think, unfortunately, not sure if somebody's still up there. Oh no, they're securing
No,
it.
they're still flying around the helicopter. I'm mistaken. That fire was already there.
He's playing cover with the helicopter. That's impressive, actually. This is hard to fly those helicopters well. It's not easy. I will admit.
I don't see him.
Well, they definitely think there's somebody up there. They're still rotating it with the chopper.
All right, Cap.
Looks like they dropped off one of their teammates in there.
Now, does the copter come down and pick them up? I assume.
Here, pick me up.
Oh, they did get a kill. There's the pickup. And they're off again.
They still have to get their one teammate. Yep, on the roof there.
And there they go.
You can see here the multiple circles. You can see that they've done multiple recons there and can see all the circles.
Yeah. Always a bit stressful, honestly, to fly the copter.
Yeah, it looks like their strategy, just from this little bit here with all the recons and how they're playing the game, is to get a helicopter early, get their loadout, do all the recons, and then hunt.
That's 100%. I mean, it's plenty viable as well. It's good use of maneuverability. Since they're coming in over the top.
Especially with all the money they get from all of these contracts, they can easily sustain multiple triple UAVs.
Yep.
Proceed to the marked location and secure the area.
Way over there. Should we let him just get it?
Oh, sorry. This is Event Horizon. My apologies. Not the truth. Not sure what the truth is, but are any of us in this day and age? I'm being reliably informed that the truth is a player, so there's the answer. I don't know, hovering. What is it? I'm curious. What's the thought process here? Do you think? What are they looking for?
They're just relying on the one teammate probably to frag down there solo. Well, they're looking around up here for others.
Yeah. Can you get higher?
Dropped in by the monument, but he takes him right back up.
He's trying to put him on top of the monument.
Oh, that's what's
Okay.
going on. Okay. Let's see if we can look at that. That could be entertaining. Okay. Easy. Easy.
Stay.
No!
Yeah, I landed on it, but the momentum of the parachute. I didn't.
Let's see. Third time's a charm.
The death time.
Complicated operation. Docking at a space station.
So they've done a ton of recons, and their money is not what I would have expected it to be. They don't have any self-revives. They have one now. But I'm not sure where they put all their money.
This is I mean, it's a fair question.
Just short of that.
Looks like they're looking to
Is there a buy station?
buy right there, but you're right. There's really not a whole lot they can buy. Checking out the gas mask there.
With a shit ton of money.
You'd think they would want to invest in some UAVs because kills are worth so much because they're worth double basically because of damage also being used to produce the kills, and you get points for both of those columns. So you think they would be investing money to figure out where people are so they could go hunting.
Very true.
But instead, it looks like they may be investing time to go for the win, which is perfectly acceptable. It's just probably not the most optimal play style.
Yeah, at least in the kill race format. I mean, when you think about it, the win only gets you 10 points. I believe it's 10 points. So you would think that you would want to maybe net more kills, and kind of the win is the added bonus on top. But
and I don't think recon contracts are going to stack for them anymore. I think they've seen the last circle.
Well, now they're being hunted. Still on the yellow though, but I believe that the target they have here, who's currently securing this, he's a decent ways off from the rest of his team at this stage.
He also has 0 kills currently, so they're gonna have to start making moves here to really start pulling points out of this game.
Recon intel secured. Solid work.
Secured yet one more recon contract here. They're getting bonuses for these contracts, but
yeah.
So this like solo fragger strategy actually not something that we're unfamiliar with in battle royale games, because we see this a lot in our Apex kill race tournaments, but usually like that player is getting kills constantly. This is a much more kind of sedate variation of this, and really it's kind of like they're almost on their own at the moment. They really haven't seen anything.
Yeah, it's usually leveraged really heavily too with UAVs.
Speak of the devil. They're getting UAV'd right now as well, I think. So they've got this car down there on the street. He's going to pump a couple of shots, and good shots, decent shots. Unfortunately, there's another vehicle on the backside as well. Don't know if they still... Do they still have the
cars
helicopter?
protect the drivers. I don't see the helicopter on the mini map, and it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
having that POV.
We're just going to switch over to OHP Red here really quickly. 15 teams left in their match, so pushing for a win. I believe they do have some kills under their belts as well as a squad. So we'll see what they got for us here at the end.
They are currently hunting another team. He is, however, out of plates, so they have been bled of plates.
Well, they got the, the hunting contract not far off from them right now. Somebody's down over there. That's not good.
From the roof. A little bit of suppressing fire, and he gets brained as he goes in.
Oh,
unfortunate.
No. Oh, no. Taken out right as he came through the front door. What are you going to do?
6-3-2. Solid game. Solid game.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's good points in the bank, right, to a certain extent, but Berserker's now taking over here. Oh, that's rough.
Down. Double bouncing Betty. Nice down.
I have no more plates.
Oh, close range win against the dual magnums. What a rare sight.
Yeah, don't see that very often. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to live very long to celebrate. Failure is a proper teacher. Yeah. See if we can get a idea of what their score was. 6-2-3. So not bad either as we go over to our big screen here. OHP Black, OHP Red, Event Horizon, One Reason GG, all on your screens right now in various stages of gameplay, except for Event Horizon, which seems to be frozen. One Reason GG, though, up there in the top corner, engaged in kind of a furious bit of gunfight here. They do actually manage to get, I think, at least 2 kills out of that mess.
Yep.
Take an opportunity to get some plunder in as well. Really tell. Unfortunately can't quite read the number to see how many people are left in their game up there on the top right corner.
Like 142.
Oh wow, so they literally just got started.
Yeah.
Just taking a look at OHP Black there in a little bit more detail. Going for the buy box already, using those early funds to drop in.
Already down to 137. You can see here a loadout drop coming in, so they're going to get their perks. Generally, people go with either Ghost or Overkill. Ideally, they would go with Ghost that way, and you can see here he went with the akimboed Magnum, so he probably has Ghost, who's UAV immune.
Right, and you can actually hear in the comms from some of the other players that we have seen so far, you can hear them say, oh, I don't have Ghost, or this person has Ghost, like trying to play around that. And it is a very, any COD player from pretty much any generation of Call of Duty will tell you how valuable that perk is.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe not Call of Duty 2, but
Whatever.
anybody playing the Modern Warfare ones will tell you
Yeah.
how valuable that perk is.
Whenever I'm playing with any of my friends, we always make the call. I'm taking my overkill loadout, which means, all right, well, let's all take our overkill loadout because if one of us is going to be seen, we may all.
He's got a target here, must be on the second floor, comes in with the heartbeat center, jumps down behind him. Oh, he gets knocked.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh no, disastrous little bit of play right there.
What an unfortunate time to have it freeze too. Okay, cool. Crawl back up. Awesome. His teammates cleaned up for him.
Yeah, he's got him.
He was just the patsy. They got him back up. They're rocking and rolling. Hopefully there's enough
He
place
shit
to
on me,
get
I'm not
him back
gonna
up
lie
to
to you.
5.
Coming.
Got shot so hard that it lagged his game.
Yeah.
Give you credit.
He really did. It really got done there. Not gonna lie, that was well done by the person in the house.
Nope, I got 5.
Me too. I'm good.
Then I'm gonna grab this.
Check coming out for the plates there, so you get an idea of what their playstyle is going to be though with those heartbeat sensors and the magnums. That was a good illustration of it, even though it didn't quite work out. Picking up the contract, so it is a bounty contract again. Who will slowly work their way towards that circle.
One perk that the bounty contracts supply as well is basically the free UAV on someone.
And I actually thought about that, but yeah, that is valuable.
Yep, you get a free UAV for 3 minutes on one player on the map. And generally you can assume that his teammates are somewhere near him as well. Or her.
Looks like they're pushing towards us.
No, he's not. He knows we're coming.
So they're starting to close. They are closing in on their bounty target. Speaking of closing.
Yeah, they just lasered me. They just had glitching. The front, like the side.
You hear the call that they're head glitching there, so they do have to be a bit careful here proceeding across this open ground. You can see him trying to zig and zag.
Oh,
he's got it. Woo. Didn't even lose all his armor, to be fair.
Yeah,
So
only took
clearly
2 plates.
the zig and the zagging's working. Well, they got a target coming out now who I think was looking up to try and get the opportunistic finish off. Got a couple of really good shots in there. Now pushing forward, just getting hyper aggressive. And I think his teammate came around the back and finished him off.
You heard the solid call out from the teammate that got down saying he's outside, he's pushing. So that helps a ton there to have him look over and clean it up.
Drop me the rest of your money.
You also hear the call for them to compile their cash so they can make a purchase.
They just res right there. Yeah, he just swooped in. Hurry up. You guys buy whatchamacallit. Rush and drop me $1,000 and then we can call in advance. Let's get an advance going.
Oh, you hear? We might actually get to see the Blackbird here, the triple UAV.
What?
So if any team has 3 UAVs up at any given time, you get an advanced UAV where you basically get the effects of a Blackbird. If you're familiar with that kill streak, you get to see where everyone is on the map and what direction they're facing. This is a $12,000 investment to pull this off though, because it does take 3 UAVs and it doesn't last any longer than a regular UAV. But as you can see here, it's very, very powerful because you can see where everyone is and where they're facing, so you can come in for an easy flank. Pushing on this team with a C4.
Oh no, he couldn't quite get it off, and he actually gets brought down. That's pretty rough.
He does ping where the guy who knocked him is, and he uses the tires to body block there for him.
Somebody did go. They did get one of their targets. Now gets knocked as well.
Unfortunately, they get third partied.
Don't you always?
Yep.
Right after investing in that Blackbird too. I mean, I guess at least his teammates are still there to take advantage of it. We will be swapping over to Bum Velvet right now, who are getting a little closed in on here, playing the edge of the ring.
They do have the low ground, but they can still win this fight, especially the other team doesn't know where they are because they're going to be looking everywhere. That's a lot of 1v3s they have to take.
I mean, they know where they are. It looks like their opponents maybe just waiting up on top of that high ground.
We're way too far in.
Oh no! One of their squad mates goes down early on. They do have the lure out.
Yep. They got boxed by the circle when they could have just pushed around to this front cliff here and held the edge and edge guarded them, and they have to push into them.
This one's self-person. This one's self-person. It was the one I killed.
All right. Got the bounty though.
I got him. Alright, is there a buy station?
They do have the cash to buy in their team.
We need to get to the house.
Buy right in the middle. It's a risky play, but they also get a free UAV if they call their friend in, because he can just call everything out as he flies in.
No risk it, no biscuit, as they say. And I think they are going to go for the buy station here.
You see the lens flare on the left.
Somebody did take a shot at them, and they might have somebody actually already around the buy station. They're pushing up to this house. Gonna have to play relatively cautious there. Good C4. Oh, just a brutal little exchange of fire. Throw the C4 in again.
He came out. No, he came out.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate.
Bit of frantic action there. One teammate still left, but probably not enough to turn that around for them. Being said, we have seen stranger things, and we'll switch back over to Event Horizon here, who are in a similar end of game situation. Oh no, he got caught crawling.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That's a rip.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the team that also helicoptered around, got all of the recon, and didn't really go for frags. So I'm curious to see what their end totals on that match was.
Bum Velvet still here, still fighting. One team member left. Taking fire from multiple directions, unfortunately.
Caught between a rock and a hard place. Which fight does he take?
Oh my god, I'm getting lasered.
Pushing in. Oh,
I'm getting lasered by everybody, bro.
Fourth place.
Does not get the points there. That is unfortunate. That was admittedly maybe a rough situation from the beginning, though, because we did see them lose one of their teammates quite a long amount of time before that. They do come out of it with 21 kills, though, as a squad, which is not bad. In all fairness, as we switch over here to OHP Black, who are engaged in a bit of a ranged gunfight.
Yeah, we killed one.
Yeah, he killed one. He downed him and killed him. He went to the right.
I broke the other kid.
That's where he went.
Yeah. I broke the other kid. You went right.
He went to the east.
Even though there are a lot of buildings here, the precision airstrike kill streak can be pretty useful in this area.
Two of them.
2 dots there still.
On the east.
Solid calls.
Yep.
Heartbeat sensors out, so they know for sure they have at least 2 enemies in front of them.
I see movement.
They're both here in the storage unit, on this wall here.
Forget what I said.
Laser one, downed one.
Other one's a little bit farther down in the wall.
Oh, good. Well played here. Basically using the guy on the long to cut off that escape angle. And now they just push up to this final storage unit.
And they're just in a kill box. Yep, nothing they can do.
Really well executed, actually. Just attack in general, I would say. It's well done.
We're inside the ring. The fight is coming,
bro. We need to get this. Oh boy.
The MP5 is rapidly becoming the fan favorite over the MP7.
Yeah, it is interesting, and I mean, I think I've definitely seen a couple of the sort of gun guides out there that recommend the MP5 over the MP7 in general as well.
You want to go for the bounty?
I feel like it gives the recoil is a little difficult, but it's a very powerful gun in warfare or in Warzone. Kind of as much as it is in the regular game, actually, to be honest. The MP7, in my opinion, lacks the damage that it brings to the gunfight, and I think that's the key difference.
Yeah. One thing too, on the subject of like guns and like what sets this BR different from others. Oh, we have a gunfight here.
Nice little clip there. Comes up for a second look. Never come up for a second look. No.
He just hit me. Is he still there? Yep.
Yeah, he's still there.
One of their teammates goes down and gets finished. Unfortunate.
He's got 30 bullets in that magazine, so you know, you there. Ooh, they've got somebody up on the roof as well. Oh, high flying nitro.
He's snake shot, bro.
I think he's trying to get up there. Oh, nope.
I love it. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. It's that guy I shot.
And all dead.
Nice job.
I like it. Let's see here. Oh, 200 right short. Well. 200 short.
I can't. It's broken.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I think you heard him laughing about either that or the fact that the guy was sitting right there.
Yeah.
Chips, where
Anyway,
did
you were
die at?
you were saying about guns.
So the guns on the map changed.
What?
And more people.
Oh my god.
Dude, I just need to start talking about guns and we'll
Yeah,
have a
you just need to
gunfight,
start
right?
talking about the guns because every time you mention them, it turns into an absolute firefight.
Yeah.
Now switching over to
only
is
one
that
more over
Candy
there.
and F?
Hey, you can land on your.
Candiana, Candiana H, who knows? But the guns on the map change every season. So every time there's a new battle pass, the default guns on the map change. Last season, MP7s were everywhere. This season, it seems like everywhere there was an MP7, they put an Uzi.
Go for the loadout.
Also, last season, scars were everywhere. This season, it feels like M4s drop all over the place. So that's one thing, too, that it kind of spices it up. And that's also the only reason I've ever used the Odin now is because it randomly drops and I'm forced to use it. So I think
not
that's
a fan.
a pretty
Not
cool
a fan of the Odin.
Dude, it's flip a coin. It's either awesome or it's awful. There's no middle ground with me. I either drop somebody in 3 bullets or I don't kill them ever.
Yeah, I mean it has that really low fire rate, but the damage per shot is just so high. Like if you can hit them. But yeah, I feel you 100% on that.
Let's go get this bounty over here.
I think the only reason I ever want to use it is just because I feel like I'm an inaccurate player in general, and if I can land those few shots at a higher damage, it's perhaps better for me than.
Yeah, and 20 bullets just isn't enough to like 1v2 if you need to, like if you have to transition to someone else. It's just not enough in the clip, it feels, to kill somebody else.
No.
Yeah, it's very valid.
That's a ammo crate on me.
Time to die, pussies.
You hear them pick up the bounty contract and they're pushing them down.
Oh, yep. give it the modern battle cry right there.
Yeah.
It's got that heartbeat sensor as well. Again, heartbeat sensor. A lot of teams seem to end up with those, which, for better or for worse.
You see them?
They're at the buy station.
So they've circled them down to about the buy station. I think that's a relatively suitable guess. Oh,
Got one.
somebody's shooting somewhere. Oh, great little angle play right there too. And yeah, sure, light them on fire as well. Why not?
And that goes back to you're only tracking the one person on the team. The other 2 could be anywhere.
That is true because I don't think they quite know where those others are.
At the corner of this wall.
Well, even as I say that though, they've got the positive identification on the wall. Flanks around the other side, catches them looking. Can't quite finish it off. There we go.
Going up the ladder.
Oh, you hate to see it.
See it, but if he gets that high ground, man, he can start working them.
Thank you, though.
I think that was indeed the play, or at least what they were thinking about going for there.
I'm close to south.
Actually, I'm by south first. Actually, no.
Nobody so far using the KR98 yet, which just makes me a little sad, but that's okay.
Push everything in the
That's the default sniper that falls on the ground everywhere this season too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
all over the place.
I'm a fan.
Every time I go, oh, another team. Knocked one, dented armor on the other.
I got that.
Good, such good. Some of these players just such great eyesight. They're so quick to spot things and react. I feel like I would have had no idea that somebody was up there.
Shred that first guy, man. All I saw was his fucking head, and he was just gone.
I'm gonna keep camping these buy stations.
Throwing a couple of armor plates there, just getting some loot in.
I can get south now. I'm gonna go grab south.
I'll have to get on top of this fucking building.
They might have another target here as well. Heartbeat sensor out. Quick check. Don't see anything. And through the bottom window of the lobby.
Downtown is fun, but you have to figure out how all of these buildings work because it seems like very few of them are copy pasted like most games are. Generally, there's like a zip line in there, and there's a stairwell on the outside, but most of them play differently on the inside. There's very unique buildings. I think it's the 5 tallest buildings are all unique.
Ooh, here he goes, jumping down. Picks up that contract. Another bounty contract. Some more poor, unfortunate souls in the sightlines there.
You see, this team's strategy is just go after every bounty contract they can after landing downtown, opposed to the other team that was helicopter around and pick up every recon.
I mean, ultimately, I think we can agree probably the bounty contract may be a little bit more effective or efficient given the particular format of the event. That kill race really making all the difference.
And it really just comes down to killing someone checks 2 columns off.
So worth pointing out, KRC still in the top of the standings here on the leaderboard, but obviously they are a European team. They have already gone. So there are other teams starting to push, I think, up. Canadian actually currently, the team we're watching right now, currently sitting in 16th place with 74 points after about a little over an hour and maybe 15 minutes of play. So one of the more solid NA teams, actually. Bum Velvet, who we saw on screen earlier, sitting at around 90 points, actually, just cracking the top 10. So still a lot of ways for these teams to go to catch up with KRC and Pacotrons Spain and Show No Mercy, but plenty of time for them to do it. Quick look here, kind of wandering around the hospital, looking to see if they can find anything interesting. It's a hospital, right? For some reason.
Yes, they are at the hospital.
Yeah. Okay, hello.
Oh, comes up the zip line into a full squad. Unlucky.
They were waiting. No, his teammate went up there as well. Oh no.
2 zip lines and 2 deaths.
Oh boy. Well, that's that is legitimately the risk of riding the zip lines, right? So
yeah,
unfortunate that. Switching over here to Bum Velvet, the team currently sitting in 10th place. They're kind of out in the open here. Game doing all right. We'll be moving into just a brief halftime intermission shortly, like another 15-20 minutes, I think, until we get that break in there. Give our teams an opportunity to just take a quick rest.
I'm pushing right through the field, bro. I'm not doing it.
This is a good little bit of comms. I'm not pushing right through the field.
There's 2 types of mentalities. I'm not pushing that field, and if they're gonna kill me, they're gonna kill me.
Yeah, you got to go across the field eventually. Ooh, so they got a little bit of a range gunfight here. Fortunately, they do have the sniper. Great shot. Well done. Puts just a little bit more fire up there as well. I think they're probably going to get the revive.
Yeah, solid play by the opposing team for immediately dropping down and going for the res.
Oh, really playing fast and loose though with those peaks over the top edge. Unfortunately, not quite able to finish them off. Oh no, they've got one down at least. And now they're just starting to play the flanks. You can see one of the teammates kind of pushing forward, trying to take advantage of the cover they're providing. The bounty is complete.
It was really the elevation that their third teammate got here on the building to be able to look down kind of at them or parallel at least on the level. That way after a knock happens, he can still apply pressure if needed. Picking up some stopping power rounds here, so his next 30 bullets will do bonus damage.
It was two, but
And the M4, that's huge. It has a very high rate of fire.
It does indeed.
There's a fuck ton of shit up here. And an RPG.
Kind of looking around, I don't know that they really have.
You have a helicopter. You wanna
Maybe not a particular plan.
You wanna come over here? Come over here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to use this buy station here before things get too far gone.
Swap there, pick up the sniper rifle.
Here, Omar, buy your self-res and...
All right, 30 teams here left in this match. We're looking at Event Horizon now. Truth has just the truth. Sorry. The truth has just redeployed. Unfortunately, his teammate has just gone down as well. He still, I think, has another squad mate up. Loadout drop is incoming right there. So he's kind of just going through the process of re-gearing himself at the moment. Pushing up through. Oh, they're in the ring. Well, that's good for them.
That is always nice when you get the circle.
Especially, yeah, when you just drop back in, you kind of want to play maybe a little bit more cautious. I love the fact that you can go inside all these planes, actually.
Yeah.
It's great.
I wonder if they're going to push to the loadout to up on their perk. Because right now, they're able to be seen by UAVs and anything until they hit that loadout box.
Yeah, that's a very, very valid point. Loadout box, I mean, 80 meters, it's not unpushable.
I think it's in the middle of a giant parking lot or airfield.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Ooh.
Good thing they didn't push. It sounds like there's a team here.
There is indeed a team here, but they kind of got the drop on him. Gets a couple of shots in. There's a downed and a confirmed kill, so well done there. Don't think they quite expected him to come from that angle. Probably hurt his teammate. Yeah, well flanked indeed.
Yeah, he's on the roof.
I don't think they feel like they're entirely clear here, though.
Saw the radar ping on the left. Radar ping on the right.
Teammate has engaged with something. He's going to push it up again once more, trying to work the flank. Comes up behind him. Great kill.
Solid save. Solid save.
Well done.
Not even closing the doors, just going for it.
Well done indeed. And all with Uzi as well.
Yeah.
Not the easiest gun to use, mind you.
I think he's gotten more kills right here in this life with Uzi than I've gotten with it the whole time.
Probably safe here, to be honest. We are coming into our sort of 5-minute warning here before our break. So teams will have that 5-minute warning to play out their games. If they are in a game when the time hits, I do believe they have that game count, and then they're into break time. Ooh, engaging in a bit of a long-range firefight. Not a lot of those shots hitting, though. Not spectacular on full auto from that range. Oh, he's going for the Hail Mary Semtex up there and kind of hits it, actually. Guys, I mean, he's got a teammate here, so he's not completely alone. He's being tracked now as well. Just a little bit added pressure to the situation. Yeah, that's just what he needed, Virus. Just that little bit of extra motivation. Oh no, he's getting shot from 2 directions.
Solid play here by not going into that little cubby hole and by running all the way to the end.
Yeah, good kill. Way to turn that around. Still taking a ton of fire. Goes for the kill confirmation. Can't quite get it. Oh, that's tragic.
Self-revive on him too.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think that was just kind of a bad spot.
If he commits into that cubby hole, he basically just signs his own death. So if he commits in there, there's no other way out than right there. And they can hold that angle, and that's an easy angle to hold and murder him right when he walks out. By taking that extra couple steps and rolling the dice to get around the corner, he had a chance there, as you saw, to knock the teammate. Had the person on the roof not had the know-how jump over the ledge and look down and cover his teammate, he would have finished him right there and gotten in the house fine.
Yeah, it was well played, actually, by their opponents. They kind of had him in a difficult situation and did everything right to follow up on it. But I mean, good instincts. I think a lot more maybe inexperienced or less capable players would have ducked into that cubby hole just for that immediate promise of safety.
Yeah, it was well played on both sides.
Going out to the big side here, we see we've got Canadian Candian keep wanting to call him Canadian which I think may be the joke. OHP Black, Bum Velvet, and Event Horizon all on our screens right now. A little bit of a multi-feed for you.
OHP Black using the deployable turret.
Why not? Oh, really close range gunfight up there in the top corner with Canadian knocks him with the shotgun. Got one more in the chain. Got them both. Wow, well played up there. Using the double break to full effect. I like to see that, actually. That's pretty good.
Surprised we haven't seen any beatdowns yet.
Yeah, funny enough, you're right. I don't think we have seen any beatdowns.
Seen any good old fisticuffs.
What do they call that? What is that double break shotgun called these days? Is that the 680 model 680?
725 double barrel, I think is what it's
called. Oh, 725, yeah. Used to be called, for some reason I always want to call it the Olympia. I think it was because it's...
Yeah, I don't even look at what the guns are actually called anymore. I just call them, FAMAS, double barrel, pump shotty.
Yeah,
like,
barrel.
What's the old meme from Tropic Thunder? I don't know the sound it makes. Or I don't know its name. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a life.
Great, very adequate reference. I feel like there are Tropic Thunder references aplenty to be made in Warzone in particular. Yeah.
gun over here. What is it? I don't know. Chain gun? Like, come pick it up. It pews very hard, more than what you have.
It probably will kill somebody if you point it in their general direction and squeeze. Oh, good. Another kill up there for Canadian A. Actually, Canadian A really on a bit of a tear right now. We're supposed to be a unit. I should probably not going to finish the rest of that line, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be a little inappropriate. All right.
Okay.
All right, so we are running into our break here, our intermission in the kill race. Almost an hour and a half has gone by. Teams should be finishing up their games and reporting their scores from the first half. So we will soon be getting a fully updated score list here as well as it stands. These couple of teams you still see playing, Canadian A, Bum Velvet, Event Horizon, they're just finishing these games out. Whenever they're done, they are done. And then they'll be moving into the break.
Correct. I'll let the mods correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they have until 8:30 to submit their scores. Anything submitted after 8:30 will not count. So if these teams take too long to finish these out or complete their games, these games actually would theoretically fizzle.
Yes, I believe you are correct, but I'm not 100% sure. Never been fully, I think, up to date on score reporting systems for our kill races myself, but I just know they tell me there's a break, and there's a break. Everybody stops playing. Oh, Canadian gets another one up in the top left corner. Unfortunately, they're not able to survive it out, but they've done very well on that life. That's the 4th or 5th kill I think we've seen them stack up since they've been on our multi-Twitch feed here, and they will go to the Gulag and get their chance to fight back in. Okay, some of our teams, are disconnecting from the games that they're in just so they can get those scores in. Canadian A, it looks like, I think, by the way they're playing this, looks like they're going to try and push it out right to the limit. Old strategy. Indeed. Looks like they won their Gulag fight.
Wow. Yeah.
Did they?
No, it looks like they backed out.
Oh, no, they did. Wait, no. That looked
a really long black screen. I guess that's just the console life, man. It takes a minute to load.
Yeah, I got those great load times. Anybody who's ever played Hunt Showdown on console will be more than happy to talk to you about Battle Royale load times. But yeah, indeed, they did they did back out of that game. Back out of that game so they can go in and report the scores, and there is our scoreboard. Still a couple of scores, of course, getting updated here as we go into the break, but you can get a good idea of the current standings of those teams. Just do a quick refresh on my screen as well, so I have the most up-to-date ones. KRC, of course, still sitting at the top. Pacatrones Spain shortly behind them with those 217 points, but you can see some of the NA teams are making their way forward. Bum Velvet moving up there, OHP Red, some of the other OHP Black, so 2 of the OHP teams up there in the high points. We've seen them so far. Canadian right there in the competition as well. A lot of the teams actually that we have featured on the stream so far today are really getting high up in those points.
Just looking here and doing some quick napkin math, it looks like OHP Black is one of the teams that's turning in the same amount of kills per minute that KRC was, so they may be able to push up there. Let's see here. Solid turnout by others.
Yeah, funny enough, OHP Red actually not far behind them in terms of the amount of kills that they managed to pick up either, kind of matching that blistering pace. And I will say it has sort of been the pattern in a lot of our kill race tournaments in the past, that those European teams definitely set the bar pretty high, but then there's a quick kind of follow-up coming from our NA side, usually manage to catch up with them.
I'm seeing here in chat that 4th place is an NA team as well. And they're at 93 kills. That's over a kill a minute.
That's crazy. Out of 6 games as well, Young Gods.
Yeah, that's solid.
Clearly going very hard in terms of just farming kills if they've only played 6 games. So they also have 1 first place finish. It's interesting. Core had 2 right there, but pretty much everyone who's in that top 5 has at least 1 win under their belt. Which you can't say that about the rest of the column kind of as you go down. Interesting.
Yeah, that averages out to around 15 kills a game for Young Gods there. That's solid.
All right, well, I think we're going to take a quick intermission ourselves here, give us an opportunity to take a bit of a break from the action, but we'll be right back with more Call of Duty Warzone here, the first CGL Call of Duty Warzone tournament, brought to you by Corbec, Virus, and Swift on production. We'll see you in a few seconds. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to CGL Call of Duty Warzone tournament, our first. We've seen some high-flying action so far. I'm Corbec, joined here by Virus on commentary, with Swift providing our production for the day. This is a kill race tournament. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the setup, the teams all have a set amount of time in which they have to go out and generate as many kills as they can. They also get points for coming in third, second, or first, and then some points for damage as well. Currently, our leaderboard reflecting some scores from earlier in the day as our European teams kind of set the high standards here. But we do have a few North American teams who are catching up. Isn't that correct, Virus?
Yeah, we have Young Gods here currently with 102 points. Their scoreboard has changed since we last looked at it a minute ago, I believe. Let me refresh my page here, make sure I'm looking at the proper one. Yep, looks like I need to refresh there. Fourth place currently with 6 games and 133 points. So if they keep pace, they are on track to take first place.
That's correct. We have another hour and a half of play here for the teams. Young Gods really, I think, actually putting in just an incredible performance, all things considered, with that amount of kills, given the amount of games that they played, which is only 6. They're not entirely running away with it though. OHP Black, sitting at 6 games with 115 points, is trying to catch up at their heels. OHP Red, another team from the same organization, is in the hunt. Bum Velvet has done quite well for themselves despite playing only 3 games. And Canadian in a similar position with their 4 games underneath their belt.
Yeah, solid performances by everybody. I think it really just comes down to, kills per minute is going to be the big determining factor on score.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, right, this is one of the hallmarks of the kill race. We were talking about it at the beginning of the last half of play. It's not maybe so much about being quiet, stealthy, lasting, surviving. It's really, it's in the name. I mean, it's how many kills you can race to get in the time that you are given. Looking at our kind of multi-screen now, we have Cookbook, so one of the other teams that's doing quite well, sitting in 9th place right now. 5th year. They've been doing well for themselves too. And then Bum Velvet, who we just mentioned, and finally in the bottom right corner, our current kind of projected top
leader.
team. Our projected leader, let's say, even though they're currently only in 4th place. Definitely the NA leader of the place, Young God. And we're actually going to zoom in on them here so we can see how the Masters operate at this particular stage. And they are hell for leather right there. They've just started a game at 144 people in, and they are pressing. And once more, really good that there's not friendly fire in the game, because I think his team would have been very dead right there.
Yeah. One thing too to note is, since in this Call of Duty, it's so easy to call your teammates back in, and it's so easy to pick your teammates back up with the self-revive trick and everything like that, is that kills and damage are worth so much more because there are so many more kills and so much more damage being thrown out versus other BRs.
Oh, look at him go!
That
double shotty, really making it count. He's racked up at least. I mean, you can see where they're setting this blistering pace, though. I mean, they've racked up just about 3 kills in the time that we've been watching them so far. It's
seems really like they run to the bullets instead of away from the bullets.
That's how it goes sometimes, I guess. If you big wins, big gains, got to take those big risks. Looks like they got somebody in here as well, so they're kind of flanking around the outside edge. Taking a quick peek, don't quite, I think, see who they're hunting. It is always very entertaining, I think, to watch these kind of alpha predator teams and just see how they do things. When you have that mechanical skill and when you have that coordination, you just move so fast and really get those kills in. quick check of the tac map there. Isn't quite. I think they're kind of looking for people to kill at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Looking like they were having stream issues there, so we'll hop over.
I'm gonna take a quick look at Cookbook. One of our other top-ranked teams in the NA. I think they're sitting in 9th place when I last checked the score, with a solid 115, 104 points, hovering around there. So they have 75 kills overall. They have played 4 games. They have only picked up 1 third-place finish, though. So definitely a team, I think, more concerned with getting the kills and maybe less with coming out on top.
Which, you know, the math says that's not a bad decision.
It's not. I think in Apex, in our Apex kill races, he's got a target there. A couple of shots, good. Nope.
Cowboy Hat's giving him the shakes, man.
Yeah, Cowboy Hat jumps off the roof there. Come and get me, I think was the plan. Yeah, you know, it's interesting in our kill race tournaments that we've had, and I hate to keep harkening back to Apex, but I feel like is one of the, you know, most obvious kind of games to compare this to. In our Apex tournaments, the placement really does matter, but as you were saying, because there is so much opportunity for kills in Warzone, and there are so many people in these lobbies, and these games do go on for quite a while, I really do think, yeah, the kill rush is critical. Even our first place leaders right now, Young Gods, only have 1 placement overall out of all 6 of the games that they played so far.
Mm-hmm. Seems like get in early, frag as hard as you can, and keep running to bullets until either you lose or win the game.
Very much so. And I mean, unfortunately, in a competitive scene, that'll probably be how it will be until custom lobbies at least are maybe flushed out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Then you can start getting into the actual surviving to the end strategy.
Yeah, until the skill gap is narrowed between the lobbies, it's going to be hold both sticks forward, basically.
Yeah, well, it makes for exciting gameplay.
It does,
no doubt about that.
Very high octane.
Checking the fire station here. At least I think it's fire station. Never quite sure what that is.
Yeah, this is the fire.
I call it a fire station. I guess it could be like some sort of garrison or I don't know. God only knows what they're doing over here in Verdansk, honestly.
Yeah.
Verdansk an actual place? I don't actually know. I feel like I should know that.
I'm not sure either. They keep checking their heartbeat sensors here, expecting someone to be in these planes, but generally there's never anyone in the planes. They're usually in the buildings around.
There is not a Verdansk, by the way. Oop. Unfortunately, we've got a little bit of lag. Verdansk is entirely fictional, maybe loosely based on Donetsk, which is an actual city, but no, Verdansk is the hello.
Oh, jumps forward. Nice.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate doorway to walk out of right there. Just a little bit of a delay here coming in. I think their stream is buffering. Unfortunately, as we said before, it's because we are relying on these individual players to stream their games so we can keep track of their scores. We don't have a lot of control over, the quality that we get. We are entirely subject to the whims of the internet. We're actually going to swap over here to Fifth Years, who have been doing all right for themselves. Not quite in the top of the teams. They have put in a decent amount of points, but still probably some interesting gameplay to come out of them as well. You can see the slow buffering march of an angry man with an MP7.
Yeah.
a bespectacled warrior with an MP7 here.
MP7 is still a solid gun. I know we were talking about it versus the MP5 earlier, but it definitely, if you're on point, it'll drop people. It's a bullet hose.
It really is, and I think that's where it stands out over the MP5. It's just amazing fire rate, like so fast. It just shreds you at close range. And it might not have the stopping power of the MP5 over kind of medium distances, but you're right. You get into those close firefights and you know about it.
Yeah, I think the big difference between the two is when you use the MP7, you have to use the extended mag.
Yeah, you
airdropping in on him.
Yeah, he's getting
That's
pushed
their
and
buy,
hard.
not his buy.
Getting pushed and hard. Kind of panicking just a little bit here. I think trying to get a good firing position on that. He is trying to keep an eye to. I think the helicopter still above him, hovering around. Very much hunted at the moment.
What? I got a self.
Couple of shots out and he's down, unfortunately.
Looks like got sniped by another teammate.
Oh, he's got the self revive though.
Let's see if he's gonna let one of his teammates finish it, or if he's gonna full send. Oh, looks like he's gonna do it. So one thing a lot of people don't know is you can use the self res and get your bar all the way up, and that shares the same bar timer as the normal res.
Interesting.
So you can get it all the way up, stop it, and let your friends finish. And there's continuing the fight. He gets up full plates.
Yeah, they really don't want to let this one go. You can see they're pushing up here, just trying to get a couple of shots in. It looks like they have gotten one of them down. Might have actually gotten both of them there. His teammates coming in on that flank, I think, cleaned the house for him. So they,
like
you know, cost of a self revive, I guess, but you do win the gunfight.
I mean, they have enough cash to buy back self revives for all of them if they want to. They're just rolling in it. Yep.
Rolling in it.
I'm down to push him.
Ain't that nice?
I'm down to push helicopter. Pop yours, second one gauge, and pick that up.
You can hear the communications of them talking about when they want to pop their UAVs to make sure they can keep up that blanket coverage so no one can push in and take this helicopter.
They're going straight for the heli. I'll go pick this one up. A sniper right back here. They're on the heli right now.
Oh, they've got another team up here in the hills. Got it down there. Really well done. Oh, taking a lot of damage, though, from the flank. Has to pivot around pretty quickly. Hits the dirt. Dropping back now. He needs the rest of his team to kind of close. And you can see his squad mate, one of which is hanging way back, might actually be sniping the other one up with him. Trying to just get identification on the target. There it is. The shot's coming in fast. Broken the armor. Couldn't quite finish it off, though, I don't think.
No, not yet. Looks like they still got one more. Their UAV's about to wear out too. So is he going to pop his UAV to finish off this third man, or is he going to hold on to it?
No, he's got crossfire from his teammate here, so he is pushing up and he finishes off. Well executed.
Well
Good
played.
overlapping fire there as well. Yeah, excellent flank too. Just kind of push up and finish it off.
That should have been a knock. I fucking hit him in the nose. Hey, bro, we're vibing.
And they have more money. They can easily go over here, pop a Blackbird, and re-up on UAVs and push wherever they want.
Yo, T, go buy another silver buy. I've got to buy another one. Too.
They are indeed, I think, discussing their economy and buys as well.
Sounds like they're going to invest more in the self-revives than in the advanced UAVs.
Nobody close, still in Boneyard. Oh, there's still so many people left. There's some people straight to our right, too. Yeah, I saw They're on the edge of our map. Hello? I got a UAV as well. Oh, yeah, they're trying to push.
All right, they're going in for the buy. Got the self-revive kit back online. Not particularly surprising, I think. Considering he did have to use it at the start of that kind of extended gunfight we just saw.
It is very solid.
Yeah, it's a valuable piece, right? Yeah.
It's just so good to have, especially if you're shooting from cover, because when you get knocked, you immediately go down behind cover. And your teammates don't have to worry with getting you up. They can play to keep you protected.
He's like right here, legit, like right there.
So they've got somebody in their sightlines. You can hear the call there that somebody is, quote, legit right there. On the other side of this ridge. I think they're getting pushed in by the smoke, actually. Oh, he's down. And finished off on the outside edge.
Yeah.
Well played again. They're doing a very good job in kind of getting those overlapping fire, kind of getting those picks.
Yeah, their team shooting very well.
Quite impressive. Yeah, team shooting is a good, perfect word for it.
Buy station, buy station. Yep. There's no cover there. I think we should push this. There's no cover on that buy station. Well, hey,
you can hear them discussing currently too that if should they push the buy, should they wait for them to leave the buy. It's looking like they're just going to full send it and go in there and just hope that their team shooting carries them even more here.
Yeah, right there, two of them.
Oh, yeah, putting the shots in around the buy station there. Definitely got a couple of hits. I don't think it was quite enough.
Down one, down one.
There you go. Broke the armor. Got the knock. Oh, hello. The rocket going in right on the tail end of that as well. That's scary stuff.
Watch up top. Dead, 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 dead.
Oop, got him. Nice job. Clean execution.
Look at that precision airstrike.
Yep. I still got mine too.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm gonna go back to this other.
Yeah, go back up to
Someone's
the.
on a helicopter.
Looking really good so far, actually. This has been some of the most, I think, coordinated gameplay we've seen so far.
Okay.
Yeah, this has been solid play from them. Unfortunately, I think they're going to start running dry on who's going to be in the hill, unless the circle starts forcing people to them. And we get a perfect map call right there. The circle is forcing everyone to them. They're kind of kings of the castle here, and you got to come and take it from them.
How much are they?
So this game
Sometimes,
could potentially
it
be
works
huge
out.
for them.
I'll pop one by another one.
Life finds a way.
Does indeed.
Oh, let's go, baby.
They can use it, so they do. I mean, obviously have command of the high ground, have command of the hill.
Which one? Let's go. Let's push on orange. The guys down low are gonna stay.
We could be looking at win number 2 for 5th years here.
They're not moving.
I think we definitely could be. This definitely has the potential to end up in their favor. They have good positioning, and they seem to have a real kind of confidence / command of this area. They're pushing somebody right now. They have another team, I think, in their sights as well, but they're expecting them to not push out of the low ground from where they're located.
Gage, will you pop your second one? Pop your second UAV.
Gotcha.
Paul running outside the combat area, very cheeky.
Sitting there, let me
They
pop
have
it.
to come to us. Nick, just hang back.
Big brain, big brain.
Nick, just hang back.
Brig brain indeed. Looks like they're closing down on a target. They know somebody is here,
He's in circle.
I'm
What?
looking for him. I'm seeing him.
Is he
He's
floating?
and
He's
they
floating. He's floating in. He's
lost
floating
him.
He's gotta be flying in.
They
Oh,
realize
he's
that the
above
person they're
them.
tracking is flying in from a redeploy.
That's unfortunate.
Hey, on top of the hill.
Yep, I'm running.
Yeah, looking back on it, we should have realized that when they were on the highest point in the side of the map, and
And
the
they couldn't
UAV still
see
said
him.
they were above him.
Yeah,
so-
very valid.
Dead. Team
I mean,
Got
I
him.
fell for it too. Nice play.
Two mark.
That's pretty funny. That's great.
Strike 17.
He's above us.
Back up on this hill where that other team was up there.
All the way back outside. Yep.
I'm literally laying down right here.
Hey, I'm gonna hold spot. I'm gonna hold it.
Hey, pop a UAV. Pop a UAV.
I don't have one.
Got another target here as well. You can hear them saying pop the UAV so they get the sights on.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you hear them calling back that they don't have one. So this may come back to bite them here, not having the UAVs that they could have invested in earlier on.
Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing.
The circle did work out for them, though. They do have a precision airstrike basically to use anywhere in this field that they want. So look for them to knock somebody and then call in that precision airstrike right on that knock to potentially get the double kill if their teammates go to res them.
I'm not gonna waste it.
Yeah, and the precision airstrike, of course, becomes more and more valuable as time increases. The smaller that ring gets, the more critical that is. And you can actually hear them talking about their various positioning and how somebody needs, the enemy will need to come to them. Might even have a target on their sights right now. Yeah, I think he's got somebody over there switching to the full auto fire, the MP7.
Oh, I got sniped, bro. No.
Oh, he gets sniped from the right.
You got
Burning
baited
the
a little bit there,
self-res.
maybe.
So the more I watch them play, the buying the self-res makes sense because he's very aggressive in his pushing, and if he didn't have self-res there, his teammates would also have to invest in going down into that, gully to get the res, and now he could res back up. The other team's
Whoa,
not
and he
aware.
gets the,
You're holding him
gets
as
the
well,
knock.
just like he does.
well done. He took a little bit of damage there, though, unfortunately. But yeah, you're very right about the self-res. Definitely working into their playing style very well.
This aggressive push, though, is coming back to bite them. Yep, and they're all done now. Fourth.
Unfortunate, but I think they stacked up quite a few kills there, at least last I saw. Back over to our still, I believe, the team that's still solidly in the lead. It is Young Gods, putting on a bit of a clinic. Last time we stopped in with them, really using the shotgun to full effect. Still in fourth place. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! You hate to see it. Oh god, he's got another one up there as well.
I'm going to the other one. He's resing right now.
Trying to get around, I think, on the back side of that.
They're laying
Use the ladder to get up to the high ground, try and drop in more of those shots. He got them completely by surprise, Virus. Oh,
yeah. And he does it again with the ladder on the backside.
Oh no!
They're leaving. They're leaving.
Does he see another team?
Savage. I think he's got another team in his sights as well. He's gonna pop the parachute and go straight in for it. These guys here on Young Gods have no fear. He's pulling out the ATV.
Where are they going?
Oh, is he trying to circle back to his team?
Oh no, there's a car ahead of him he's chasing down.
Oh my lord.
I don't recall if he has C4 or not, but if he can get ahead of them and then jump off in C4.
I think he might actually have the C4. Oh, he's going for it. Can't quite make it stick though. Gets
out,
gets up on top. Yeah.
I'm currently fighting a kid. Down one.
Oh, well done. Good reactions. Oh no, behind him though.
Another. Two down. Last
Oh,
wow.
How did he do that? Wow, amazing little bit of play there.
right below me. They just res.
I think his teammate just killed that guy who's up there
I'm
with
pretty
him.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Young Gods looking mighty fine right there. Yeah, he's got them all.
Oh, I'm down here.
Hello. Stop looting and come pick me up, please.
Yeah, please help me.
Also,
well executed. Great stuff right there.
Yeah, solid plays. I wonder if that other guy just didn't have a loadout or had just came back and that's why they were over there.
Maybe
he did not do anything really.
Where is this?
It's funny because they definitely, you felt like they got the drop on him right there. You know, he had that third guy who came up behind him and just started shooting him, and somehow he got the kill. That was pretty funny. Well executed indeed. Going to this buy station over here, picking up, I think, the self-revive kit and the UAV as well.
Kids who are left too, Matt.
Unfortunately, he's still having a little bit of problems, I think, with buffering here on the Young God stream, which is a shame because they're very entertaining to watch. I think they got another team in their sights right now, judging by how excited they've gotten there on their voice comms. Fortunately, not a lot we can do about that.
Oh yes, come here with your vehicle.
They do have a UAV up, so they can see most of the people around. There is also a recon being used right above it, and the C4 on the vehicle.
Said and done. Matt, go to Cole. Also, keep this kid.
Hello, double kill right there as well. Really, these guys putting in a heck of a performance here. Not really surprising to see why they're on the speed level that they're at in terms of their kills. See, you get that double kill on the roof.
He finds a whole nother team over here as well.
So double kill on the roof. There's the triple. It was a triple kill on the roof, double kill in the car, triple kill for that other squad. Really stacking up pretty quickly, mounting up here, blazing away with the gun, not really getting any hits. Oh no, I think his teammate might have actually finished him off right there. Caught somebody else looking as well, didn't quite bring him down.
Tapping the armor, letting him know he's there, going in for the final and downing.
Well done. Has to duck back into cover, unfortunately, just to kind of get out of line of sight, but hasn't quite finished yet. Now starting to push forward. Swapping over the MP5. Good. Got some more damage in. I think he knocked him again. Finishing him off. T4ing the roof because, you know, that's just what you do. Quick reload.
Getting car? Let's go get, yeah. 21 already? Let's go. I want to go to shop.
Getting a vehicle now, actually. It's got the guy riding on top of it,
Yeah.
which you love to see.
Right.
Yep. Since there's no team killing with vehicle mechanics, you can just ride on top. Yeah.
Might as well. Oh, mobile gun platform right there. I think they're picking up the precision airstrike. Was it on that particular buy-in, or maybe just the UAV?
I wasn't able to catch it. Looking like he has a self-res icon now, and I don't recall seeing that earlier.
Oh, it looks like he got an ammo. It might have been an ammo crate as well. Yeah, munitions box and the self-revive both purchased there. UAV, I think, as well. Hello, that's a lot of enemies on screen. Useful that radar.
We get our second Blackbird of the night right there.
Yep. That is a big one too. And they are on it. They got a wolf pack.
If he saw. I wonder if he saw he only has one plate at the buy station with 3,000 money, because he could have bought some plates there, which I feel will be very useful going into a fight. Because if he gets his plates eaten up, he can only put one back in, which leaves him at a pretty strong disadvantage. Is he gonna go for the parachute?
No,
go for it. Do it.
Oh, he wants
to. For the gram.
Oh, he's coming. He's getting the shots. Oh my God! Didn't quite finish him off. Forced him to cut that shoot and drop, though. That's for sure.
Broke the armor, man. Made his day worse.
He very much made that player's day worse. I don't think you can disagree there. I mean, the fact that he didn't purchase armor maybe just a testament to how confident he is in his ability to win these gunfights. And I mean, he has every reason to be confident from the play we've seen so far. Pushing up, just kind of quick mantling. I don't know. He changes his mind, reverses back off that wall, just playing around.
Standing out in the open, no respect for anyone else in the lobby. Changing directions out here.
Hey man, confidence is its own form of body armor, you know.
Yeah.
If you just believe in yourself hard enough, they probably can't snipe you. He's going over there to get a car again. One of the most interesting aspects, I think, of the Young Gods play that we've seen so far is they, like you said, standing out in the middle of the open, they make very little effort to hide themselves. They really aren't even playing the flanks that much. They're just kind of just gung-hoing it.
It seems like they're anticipating everyone else to just be worse than they are, so they won't be able to kill them in the open. They can get to cover, replate, and then push whoever just shot at them. So they're basically just asking everyone, tell me where you are, and then we'll come kill you.
I also think that's part of the strategy with the cars, to be honest. I can't help but think this one person in the car driving around feels like just a giant bait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like get as much attention as you can on the guy with the car. We saw it with the ATV.
Yep, the old bait car. What was that? That old show?
Yeah, exactly. Police, COD, Warzone, you know, a lot of overlap. This bait car. And they've got the kills to show for it. I think they were sitting at about 16 there on that brief glimpse we got at their scoreboard. Now everybody's in the car, so all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, on red.
26. Okay. Might have been 26. Our producer is telling us, so not bad at all.
Get out, get out.
Pretty risky to put all your people in a car, though. I always get a little get a little twitchy when I see that one guided missile and it's curtains for all three of you, but
flares. We're in an SUV. Crap.
Yeah, crap. Exactly. And they're pushing though. Look at him. All right, sure thing. He's got his dual magnums
one of the harder
out.
building to push.
They are definitely, yeah, these apartment complexes, but don't tell them that, because since they hit those kills at the top of the stairs, no problem at all. And now up to the roof.
I got a UAV.
Yeah, friggin' the special forces here cleaning up these buildings and scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are the kind of guys you don't want to see coming at you in your pub lobbies.
For sure would not want to play against these guys.
This guy's got the lead man with his dual magnums, followed by the guy with the MP5. Like, oh God, what are you supposed to do?
Oh. They just saw the recon back at the gas station.
Oh,
not
God.
be surprised if. Now, what they might do here, if they're really confident in their play, is they would send one, maybe two people to that, and then have someone else start scouting, looking for other places to go potentially. And that appears to be kind of what they're after here, is they may be just sending one person.
Yeah, I think this is somebody going for the... I'm not sure if he's going for the scout or if he's just going to try and get the high ground and put some shots down towards the area where the recon is. He's got an enemy in his sights, though. Chooses not to engage. Very good. Kind of waiting, I think, for a better shot sightline that he can find. Loses track of him for a second there. Kind of no choice but to hold on. Oh, no.
I think those were different people, yeah.
Those kids are so bad.
They're hiding in blue.
Yeah, the call out. Now they...
No, I'm way fine. There's no way they're
Wow.
gonna do this.
Producer informs us that one of the individuals on Young Gods has 20 kills, which is
I'm waiting for them to come on the roof.
pretty cracked. Not gonna lie. It's oh, hello. Oh, that you hate to see that. Well played. Good use of the information. Kind of just stage that, hitting those shots in air again. The recoil control being demonstrated here alone is really impressive. Has to duck to the other side of the roof because he's getting shot at by at least, I think, 3 people in that specific scenario.
And here we see him getting caught with his armor removed with only one plate to put in.
Don't tell him that, though. Still pumping fire onto that. Oh, there it is.
They might actually push me now.
Yep. I don't even think a plate there would have saved him. I don't know if that was a body shot or a headshot.
I think that was a headshot. In my, if I had to guess, he does get the self revive off, and he is going to slot that plate in. And now maybe you will see the plate begin to factor. He doesn't really have his teammates support. You can see them pushing up on the radar, I think, but they're still pretty far off. Kind of doing these cheeky peeks here to see if he can bait him out. That's very dangerous, though. Depends.
Just asking to bleed plates.
He really is. I mean, he's asking to get shot in the head again, if we're being honest. It really depends on how good that other person is. Oh, okay. So he must think that his teammates at least have drawn off that sightline enough that he can pop up. Okay. Drop a little bit of an airstrike in there and actually just going to vacate the high ground entirely. Gulag is close, so that's how you know that we're approaching the end here, at least in terms of this match. Checks that high ground area again, rotates up. It's hard to judge at this point in time because you just don't know if they've left the people they're attacking have left that blue building. But I will tell you something, Virus, they are taking a lot of time to do this. All things considered.
I don't know if this is the right play. They're losing a lot of time to this team.
This is about, I think, the slowest we've seen them be the entire time, if we're being honest. This is about the least momentum they've had.
Generally, when you spend a lot of time focusing on one team, someone runs up on you. That's how it just feels like that's how it always works. So you want to get in, kill the team, move on. That way you can keep your eyes looking elsewhere. Right now, I feel like they're focusing really hard on this one individual.
Well, they made it personal. They knocked him. You gotta get back. Oh, does he have a target there? He's definitely approaching it like he saw someone, but no, I think it's a...
Yep, nope, they're there.
Oh. Well, yeah, wow, okay then.
What do we play? We should maybe take...
I think one of his teammates shot him from the roof and called him.
I was gonna say, I think he killed him right when he called him.
I have 21. What? Oh my god. Since when?
Fortunately, the feed that I get off of them is just a little bit blurry, so sometimes it's adding another layer of camouflage here to every guy who's hiding in the bushes. Oh, he's got another target on. Drops some shots in. And I tell you what, Young Gods with that 20-ish kills that one of their teammates have, they're also looking pretty good, I think, to win this entire match.
Both Clips and Lux are putting in a lot of damage.
All the guns you could ever want in that particular building.
I say we go back and get that corner house.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Okay, cool.
The rain.
There we go. He just finds more plates. One's cracked. Like it never happened.
Tell you, it's confidence. Confidence is key.
Lux is missing a plate though. I'm not sure if he's out of plates or if he's just forgetting to put one in, because I am guilty of that as well.
Are you sitting in there?
COD rewards those who reward themselves. Yeah, exactly. Our producer just said that he thinks he plates himself with bullet switches. Yeah, the best defense is a good offense, right? I guess is the particular idiom that they like to use here. And sure enough, I mean they're going on the offensive again. They're going to C4 that top deck, I think. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, okay. I definitely thought better of that one. Yeah, it gets right out of the rotation.
Really well played to not fully commit there. Also on the plate to cancel
Hello.
the plating right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, again, for a kind of frag happy team, for a hard rushing team, they also do show a surprising amount of discipline, which I think was just perfectly encapsulated right there in that push where they did not continue on to the top floor. It's the kind of thing I think that you start to see the game knowledge coming in to separate out that mechanical skill, taking things basically to the next level. You're not just really good at shooting, but you're also really good at basically staying alive and playing the game properly.
Definitely. And on the subject of game knowledge right there, you saw he knew to melee that paint can out of the way so he doesn't have that blind spot when he's trying to hold that angle.
They just killed the kid.
As it is quite clever.
When you're the best at the game, Matt.
See people kind of using the terrain there. Hello. Well, I couldn't have made that any more obvious. Standing silhouetted on top of the building by the skyline. I wonder if so. That's back in blue. Is that the guy that they were hunting that entire time?
I think so. I'm gonna tell myself that way they can have that Cinderella story right here.
Yeah, he's still alive, still holding out until he just released a wave of cruise missiles on his head.
And then he runs out into just a barrage of bullets.
Story comes to an end, as all stories do, I'm afraid. Not a lot left in this one.
Oh, one of their teammates goes down though. He's popping the self-res currently. Let's see if that goes green before it gets up. Nope.
C4 out, big. Big Warzone victory for them. And look at those kill numbers.
Yeah, he flashed it there for just a second. Let's see if we can get a more close look at it.
I believe it was 26, 12, and 12.
That is a lot.
Which is a lot. Bigly Warzone numbers, if we're being honest. We'll switch over to Bum Velvet there after watching Young Gods get their big win. Like I said, 26, 12, and 12. 14 left in this match for Bum Velvet, and they are in a dangerous situation. One of their teammates going down early. The Nitro in. Big save.
Put the C4 in his pocket.
Got a present for you right there. Not a particularly good one, though.
You can see he made use of the quick detonation on the C4 that we were talking about earlier in the stream. Had he not used the quick detonation, I don't think he would have had that land in time.
Well played indeed. Not many teams left in this match, so they have to play very cautiously now. Unfortunately, we're getting a little bit of stream buffering. As is tradition in these tense situations. The internet itself tightens up. Look at this. Look at this angle that he's got.
Wow. He takes the low ground, but catches him looking away.
Oh no, somebody's kicking themselves right now after that one.
Teammate gets knocked. Is he going to play for the win or is he going to play for the teammate? Let's see.
Push it.
Yeah, he's being told. I'm dying.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, really it is. Most intense slideshow I've ever seen. If we're being honest, 9, 8, and 2. 29
Solid
kills overall.
That's a lot of knock.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Nothing, I think, compared to the utter terror that is Young Gods, but I don't think their latest game has registered Young Gods, by the way, but it should be doing so shortly. Still, KRC still on the top of the leaderboards here. As we're kind of coming towards the last half of the last half, as it were. Pacatrones Spain still up there. Show No Mercy still up there. Canadian and Young Gods are the two teams that are closest now to the top, occupying 4 and 5 respectively. OHP Black in the hunt as well, with 145 points, which is putting them just about 10 points behind Young Gods 155, and significantly behind the 172 of Canadian. Of course, I do think that Young Gods scoreline maybe will still be updated, because I'm still seeing them with only 1 first place registered, and they definitely have 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had 6 games at the end of the first half, so they must have played 2, and that second game half was their win.
Yeah, I believe that was their 8th game overall. We're back to 5th years now, getting a little look-see at them. Charging around with the MP7 again, really kind of the bread and butter weapon we've seen on this feed so far. And been put to pretty good use in close range gunfights. So we did see them do very well not that long ago, holding that hills area. Unfortunately, they did end up in 4th place. Bit of a tragic end for them, but not bad at all. Going through the airport there, like one of the most iconic parts of the Verdansk map.
Well, this was also part of the map on one of the previous Call of Duties as well.
What was it really?
There are portions of the map that they've reused, they've repurposed. Like over near Port was one of the maps on one of the previous Modern Warfare. I think it was Modern Warfare 3. There was a Port map that they basically just reused those assets and pasted them in, and then like trimmed them in.
Interesting.
Pretty cool. Because I would be running around the map and I'd be like, this place seems familiar. And one of my buddies would be like, yeah, they reused all of this. Well, cool, but also upsetting, I guess.
I actually don't remember Modern Warfare 3 hardly at all, if I'm being honest. It feels like a lifetime ago. Are they doing is that a recon or is that a supply drop contract they've got on screen right now?
They have a scavenger contract. This is the guaranteed loot contract. So there's 3 crates that spawn at one after another. So after they pick up the contract, it tells them where a crate is. You can see that yellow magnifying glass there. Once they pick up that one, it spawns the 2nd crate. Once they pick up the 2nd one, it spawns the 3rd. And on the 3rd one, they're guaranteed a gas mask out of the loot there and money.
They're being tracked as well.
Yeah. One thing too that I forgot to mention about the contracts is the scavenger contract guarantees a gas mask out of the last crate every time. And the recon contract guarantees 2 plates after you finish it every time as well. So there is guaranteed loot, and that's another thing too with this BR is there's ways to target specific things, albeit minor, but you still can target certain things.
Good to know. Actually, I wasn't entirely aware of that. Looks like they've got a teammate who's just come back in, so they will need to get them restocked.
Another useful min-max thing you can do is wait to open that 3rd crate on the scavenger until your teammate's flying back in. That way, as he's flying in, he gets a giant chunk of cash. He can land on the buy, get plates, everything you need.
That's a very good idea. That's clever. Useful gameplay tips here at the CGL. Improve your Warzone skills. I wish I could play it, but I currently can't because I got that update glitch on COD and I haven't quite figured out what I want to do about it. I don't know if you suffered from that. But
is that a console specific problem?
I think it is a console specific problem. Basically, I updated my game and it got to 100% updated and it's just stuck there. So yeah, so I either have to I guess I have to uninstall it, reinstall it because I've tried everything else, and the thought of reinstalling COD just makes me makes me uncomfortable because it's so friggin' big. I have to pick like a long time frame of where nobody is doing anything on my internet to get that one off. Everybody's stacking up in the 4x4 here. Let's see what they can do with this.
You see here, they are being hunted, and instead of taking the fight with the people for the extra kills, they're going towards these recon.
Yeah, they're just bailing. It's interesting.
I mean, I guess in a perfect world, they're doing this recon, and the team hunting them sees that, knows exactly where they are, pushes. They get 3 kills and the recon at the same time. Maybe that's
in a perfect world.
Perfect world, man.
Everybody has a plan until they got punched in the mouth, as Mike Tyson once said. Maybe that is what they're looking for here.
You can have that if you want it.
2-1-3. Game's wrapping up here.
Yeah, let's go.
14 teams left. He just gets cracked.
Might be that person who was hunting them, I think, right there.
That'd be some poetic justice.
Are they gonna? No, they don't have the self-revive either.
No.
Oh, this is grim territory. Yeah, goodbye.
Top of the building. Just stay I have no idea.
Yep, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier, is how he keeps playing aggressive, which is perfectly fine. But in these rare cases where you do, you know, get cracked at from the side, place you don't know about, if you don't have the self-res,
There's people in that building.
basically
right in front
done.
of you, Gage.
There's nothing your team can do to help you, because they're not going to climb up that ladder and die themselves.
Very true, very true.
I'm probably gonna, if you buy me back, I'm gonna land right back on my stuff.
I'm gonna try to get to this one that's out of the storm. Or out of the circle.
I'm already here. I'm at this one.
Pretty risky going to the buy here at the Superstore. It does feel like there are certain buys that are always guaranteed hard spawns. Like this one at Superstore, I don't think I've ever played a game, but it's not been there.
Yeah, that's fine. Gage, you still
But
Right,
other buys
yeah.
feel like it's 50-50 if that buy's there.
Boys, I only have 11 AR bullets.
You hear one of their teammates there calling out that they don't have enough ammo to continue these fights with 11 AR bullets.
Big ass, bud.
Well, they just picked up a ton of stuff there, so he did get his loot back, I think, when he dropped back in.
Yeah, and it looks like he has 210 in reserve, so hopefully he can share some of that wealth around with his teammates who are having ammo issues currently.
I need to get inside this house. I'm going in it.
Still kind of playing out here in the open though, and you can't help but feeling maybe shades of the last time. Oh,
That's the teammate flying in.
Team wipe.
no!
Easy kill.
No!
Lamb to the slaughter. Ooh, dude, he had stack too. He had cash. That wasn't a redeploy. That was someone jumping off a roof.
Yep, that was. I think he came from the building to the back left. It might have even been the guy who tapped him when he was down. He did say that shot came from the top of the building. That is just crazy. I can't help but feel like somebody might have just messed up their parachute maneuver there to come in at that angle and that speed.
Ooh, good duck back.
Yeah. Just you know, a little bit of face scouting right there.
This Superstore finish is gonna be pretty spooky, man. There's gonna be people up on shelves and everything.
This is not somewhere where I want to have the final circle be, if I'm being honest.
This should be the game where I have like an Odin and a sniper, and we get forced into here.
Yeah, very close quarters. Very close quarters. He's up on the top, or not on the top deck. My apologies.
He's in the manager's room.
Yeah.
The room that overlooks the whole store so they can see who's stealing.
Who's hiding on the shelves?
Yeah. Above the cash registers and everything.
Above the cash registers. He's got 2 pings on the heartbeat sensor, so there are people around him.
Oh, you guys are.
Oh, we got Storm, Gage.
Ooh, they're just outside the ring. Oh god. I think he might have wanted to check the heartbeat sensor before they went on this push, but that's okay.
Yeah, get an updated position on the people who are at least showing up on the heartbeat sensor.
Yeah, kind of pushing into the unknown right now, and I would say almost unnecessarily pushing into the unknown.
But again, that seems to be their MO, is just push it forward, take the fights.
Base
Saw that
scouting.
lens flare.
Oh, I saw him. Fuck.
Yeah.
We split up, bud.
Yeah, that's fine.
You hear him call out there that they recognize that they're split up and they all have to win their 1v1s now.
And he's actually going in around the outside of the gas. Oh,
That looks like a 1v2.
No. Yeah, that is not a 1v1. That is for sure. Unfortunately, terrible position here because he is trapped by that gas. Oh no, they pushed around the back door.
I don't know if you saw, but it was the Magnum, the dually Magnums with the snake shot again.
I saw that indeed.
Right, since I don't have those guns, I want them taken out, but I know the minute I get them, they can stay in.
That's always the way, isn't it?
They seem so broken, and I feel like if you shot that in real life, it'd just snap your wrist.
It probably would, gonna be honest.
Shooting both of them. Unlucky.
You saw him right there? Yep.
Right there they are, right there.
That guy killed me too. I have no idea where he came from.
Oh no!
Wait, I wonder if that guy... Could that Magnum guy potentially have been cheating? I think that was a wall he just came through.
Or was he just hiding in the...
I don't know. I don't think there's a door there in the Superstore, but I'm not familiar enough with it. Huh. That's unfortunate, though. The dual Magnums just running around.
30 more minutes.
But that's where they thrive, is, you know, in the Superstore. Close combat.
Yeah, that close combat really takes full advantage of the dualies in there, honestly. It's, what you gonna do?
That's what's good, baby.
Looks like the young gods are making their push into Superstore here too. Bum Velvet about to drop back in again.
Everybody loves Superstore. Apparently, that's the this place to be. We've seen a lot of Superstore action actually tonight so far, and we're about to see some more here. Just stopping off at the buy station here to pick up a couple of things real quick.
Is this the solo Blackbird? It is. He just bought 3 UAVs and called all 3 in to give his team a Blackbird. He had that much cash. And if you look at their cash right now, 15,000, 25,000, back down to 9,000, all having self-revives, but somehow all missing 1 plate, except for, is that Connor? Yeah, except for Connor. He has 5 plates. Might need to spread the love there, Connor.
Somebody really kind of in the highest tax bracket of Call of Duty right there. Not gonna lie.
What would we like to buy? Everything.
Everything. I'll just buy a Blackbird. Oh, okay.
All right, here, let's see if he gets C4. Oh, they didn't come at him close enough.
No, you wanted it though. That's a shame.
We keep on going to Young Thugs right after they get all of their money. I'm really curious as to how they're getting all their money. I wonder if they're completing contracts, if they're just fragging and stealing money from dead bodies.
I think probably more of the latter, less of the former, but maybe they are doing a significant number of bounty contracts. Considering they are so good at killing, if they could pick those up.
How many kills do you guys have? I literally have 2. I haven't seen anybody. Y'all are annoying.
Everybody in the car, 12 kills, 9 kills, and 2 kills. Somebody's letting the side down. Just a little bit.
He gave him the Blackbird. He's doing his part.
There's a bounty contract, so
Give me Big
a lot of that going on around these parts.
Hospital. I don't know. Do we push that? Never mind, they're dead. Go.
They lost bounty. Easy come, easy go. Over to the truck now. Get a whole convoy. Yeah, get a whole convoy going here.
There were people left, right? Do you want to call in? Let's go to shop. Let's call in advance. Because advance now shows people with ghosts.
Yeah, they definitely have been doing a lot of contracts because there's that one threw them all back up $3,000.
Yeah.
I'm buying one for myself.
So the bonus
because every contract you complete adds together and stacks percentage money more and more and more.
Now there's another one right there.
Hello.
Well, he sells armor, but he's hurt.
Well, he runs across the street.
Pushing in now on the gas station, has targets in mind. Probably another team down there as well. Yeah, you can see them on the UAV. Kind of taking point here, getting really aggressive. Got him.
Insta kill.
Going around the outside edge. Gonna hop up over the wall. No slowing down here. Really pushing forward hard.
I'm just gonna take it.
Down one.
Oh my lord.
On me.
Absolutely savage. Oh my lord. Got another one.
Cole killed that kid.
3 kills in as many seconds. Jesus, he's fast.
I just got sniped, by the way, from like red.
So he did get hit there, not by any. I don't necessarily know if it was significantly by the people that he was fighting, but somebody clipped him at range.
I think he heard. I think he got sniped. I heard him call. He got sniped at it. I don't know if it actually hit him or missed. But that would make sense as to why it took almost all of his plates away.
I'm about to airstrike those kids.
Big cluster strike landed on top of him right now. So they've got a good idea of where all their opponents are, of course, because of that. You know, Blackbird's those sites. Picking up his own, I think, cluster strike right there. Delays it out.
I just striked it. My mark.
Yep, calls in a cluster strike, and now he's picking up some UAVs so they can call in another Blackbird.
Go get another one. Yeah.
And it pays to be rich, huh?
Pays to be rich, yeah. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure helps.
You ever see anybody frown with a Blackbird up?
No, nope. Exactly. Money doesn't buy you the win, but it sure helps when you have the Blackbird. You just see everything. Great. So push up now.
The ground floor. Cole, come here. Cole, come here.
He's got somebody in his sights because he just calls ground floor, so he knows somebody's around here. He's
on the UAV.
Gonna push up on the high ground, I think, and just come in over the top. Oh, nope. Okay, just using the terrain, kind of breaking the sight lines. Hello. Down.
Knocks and center.
God, they make it look easy. Ooh. Did lose a teammate there? They sure did.
Yeah, he got knocked. He's self-resing, and then he got finished.
Oh, taking a lot of damage here, running around this circle. Oh, he's getting chased. Oh, no, he doubles back. What a kill. Well done.
Crouch to the window, he turns.
Oh, that was so stressful.
I'm so stressed. That's pretty funny. Well done indeed. Well played.
Solid shot for sure.
He's got the accuracy really there. It's amazing actually just to watch how accurate some of these people are. This guy is just tearing it up. Oh,
someone just parachutes in.
No.
Oh wow, a whole team.
A whole team up there. We've seen this tape before because he's done this. Like he's done this before.
On at the wrong time.
Oh no.
Cole, feel like him?
And his teammate parachutes on him and cleans it up. That's what we were saying happens earlier. You're in a firefight with one guy and his teammate's flying back in from the gulag, lands right behind you and pistols you.
I just baited for that last kid so hard. I wanted the 3-piece though. Again.
Savage. Actually, completely savage. I'm gonna check the actually scores here and get an idea of what our updated projections are, because we are coming down to kind of our last bit of time here on the broadcast and in the kill race. So Young Gods currently sitting at 232 points. KRC ahead of them at 248. So
I think
this
with
match
this game
alone, yeah,
as long as they finish this game in time, I think they take first place. And then it's left to the rest of NA to try and catch up and pass.
Yeah, KRC will be in second. Pacatrones Spain will be in third if that situation continues. And then Canadian A, Bum Velvet, OHP Black, One Reason GG, Cookbook, OHP Gold, all will be in contention for those other spots in the top there.
I believe Cap is also in A.
I think Cap might be in A, yeah, actually.
I'm double checking scores from earlier, and Cap only had 3 games played, and Cap has 5 games played now, so I believe Cap is in A as well. So it looks like they are really in second place from the NA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so really at the end of the day, it'll be the only 2 EU teams currently, I think, going to be around at the top are KRC with their monument. I mean, they amazing scoreline, their monumental scoreline, and then Pacatrones Spain will be up there as well, as we see Young Gods back in the vehicles again, kind of spread out. He's going to go pick up his friends for a little bit of joyriding. Gives him a speed boost. Pushes him along with the car.
These are the preliminary scores for the NA. Some of these games may have to be validated.
That is very, very true.
So the scores are subject to change.
You have to back up.
That's fine. No, I'm chilling. Go kill those kids though on the street.
See them here hunting, just ruthlessly.
Oh gosh, headshot right there just closes him down.
How do you get up here?
It was a whole other team. They still have their bounty right on top of them.
Yep, they sure do.
Over here. Fat stacks.
And they're actually, did he say leave the bounty, or was he saying we push back? I don't know who he's calling to leave.
I don't know. That building's really hard to push as well.
It is a challenge. Yeah. Ooh, hello.
Another
Gulag is closed, so their game coming down towards the end. I think 24 players left in total.
They're running out of money.
Well, you know.
I say that, but they currently still have more money than any other team we've spectated in the last little bit.
Really?
Ben Big,
somebody on the floor
Ben Big lose big, I guess. Oh, he's got another target in here. Very fortuitous, actually, to just run into an enemy like that, and he just roast him. And he'll pick up some of the leftovers as well. Why not?
Easy loot.
Okay, cool.
Plates back up there, collects a little bit of cash.
You can get your loadout too, like ghosts and shit. Can't get out that way.
Gonna have to think about how they want to play this because the circle will kind of start to box them just a little bit.
Knocked one on the roof.
It's gonna get aggressive here. I think his teammate may be taking a couple of shots at someone. Bounty has expired. I don't think they care too much about that though at this stage as they move up to the high ground there. Just want to take the route.
What?
Was that an enemy?
I think that was.
Oh, hello.
And he has no idea.
Oh, no!
Where are these guys in my games, huh?
Oh, hello.
Where are these?
Oh, but
he's
that
got
person had a bit of an idea. Yeah, he's got teammates there.
Oh,
no.
There's 2 kids on that helicopter.
Where are these people in my games? Yeah, you're telling me, Chief. You don't see those very often. Unfortunately, the gulag is closed, so he can't really buy back in.
I got one.
He's just got whatever he's left with here in terms of his teammates.
he can be bought back in. They have enough
You're
cash.
right.
There is a buy right there.
Oh, sorry, I said buy back in. I meant he can't
He can't gulag his way
back
back.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and there he comes.
There's the buyback. Straight down.
They just took the heli. One's right here. One's right above you, Cole.
You hear him being basically a free UAV for his team.
Dropping fast, dropping hard, trying to get on top of that roof, I think, to contest that space. They've abandoned the helicopter, their opponents. Now they come over the top
right here,
with the pistol.
landing.
Got one of them.
Good shit, boys.
Oh, well done.
Help.
Dude, this good plays all around.
Why is it always this one?
I don't know where my guns are. Where are my guns? Right here.
Yeah, we do.
Well executed, and he will get pretty much his entire kit back there as well. So it's really well played by the entire team on that specific circumstance. He's got the helicopter now as well.
He's gonna take the helicopter. I really hope he does it just as a giant RPG.
I
Yep,
was just gonna
he's
say
throwing his heli at them. Please,
Yeah.
right here. Make it 16.
Oh
No,
no!
I'm like,
Don't think he quite got it. The unguided bomb in that situation not quite going off where he wanted it to.
Y'all good?
Got a hard kill.
Jesus. Some big booms coming over from the other side.
3 teams left, 6 players, so team of 2 and a team of 1.
Oh, he's got eyes on. You see those shots going in. A lot of hit markers registering there. I don't think he quite break the armor, but he has this high ground advantage.
They have numbers in
this
no matter
fight.
what fight they take, so if they bleed any plates, that's a win.
Okay, I see the last kid. I want you, kid.
Oh, he's
I
on.
want you.
He's going for it. You could hear it in the comms. He's hungry. Oh no!
Get on me.
He got greedy and
Flew
paid
a little
the price.
too close to the sun right there. Unfortunate. He will go down.
Oh, he knocked him, but he had a self revive.
Back wins, baby.
Somebody finished him off. Are we gonna see back to back? You can hear it in the
We are.
comms as well.
I think they're gonna get it. Yeah.
Yep, they sure did. Young Gods living up to the name, to be sure, because they have been putting on an absolute clinic. And just look at those kill numbers. 18,
their damage,
or 19, 13, and 15, I think, at the end, with a ton of damage in.
Notice their damage. If we remember back to 5th year's scoreboard, they had like 3,300, 3,400, but we're nowhere near the kills on Young Gods. I think the reason is the play style. Like Young Gods, when they push and down somebody, they finish. I think 5th year's has a lot of knocks where they get revived and things like that. So that may be a big issue between the two.
So the scoreboard will have to update. That was Young God's 9th game, and I think they're first place overall in the tournament. The only team that's close to them in terms of that particular marker is Core and Get Down Brothers. We're over here now on Bum Velvet, one of our teams who has been doing quite well. They are currently sitting in 8th place with 155 points. Not quite gonna make that top spot, but certainly capable of holding their position in the top 10 if they have a solid enough performance in this round.
definitely.
I don't know.
I believe at the half, OHP Black was actually ahead of Bum Velvet, and I'm not sure if we're looking at the board in between games and reports, but it looks like Bum Velvet's overtaken OHP Black.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they sure have. Not by much, though, by 10 points. So the difference of a win, basically. And interestingly enough, OHP Black has not placed at all, whereas Bum Velvet has gotten a first and a second place to help boost their stats just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they've definitely got someone here. You hear the call outs, pretty frantic call. Hello. Hey, just goes.
Car coming.
Yep. Finds him, finishes him third.
I'm up the hill.
Don't worry. Just
Right here.
Oh, they lost one. This car coming up behind him.
There's still more.
You hear him starting and priming his self-res there.
A mask?
Yeah, that self-res has become so important here. You know, for a lot of these players in this kill race format, because it just allows them to keep killing. They don't have to worry about going to the gulag, fighting that out, and they don't have to expend the additional resources for the redeploy.
I think he's up top.
Or even change their playstyle in a firefight. Like they can keep, you know, for lack of a better term, barrels down range basically instead of trying to help get their teammate back.
Got the car.
Very true, very true.
Do we go up top? Alright, I'm going up top.
Yeah, want to? Yeah, might as well. We're still a circle.
Gonna take this convenient ladder to get some high ground there.
Right there.
Should buy a UAV.
Here's my money. Y'all want it? Where I pinged was a solo. Where? I don't know.
Redistributing some wealth there as well.
He's aiming. He's sniping.
Got the sight lines. He is sniping indeed. You hear the call out. So whoever they've got kind of up there on the hill is firing back. Displacing intelligent sniper. Maybe not as clean of a displace as you might have liked, all things considered. Usually when you displace, you try and get behind some cover before you pop up and just run.
This too is the in-game drop sniper. That's not their personal loadout.
Yeah.
So there is that little bit of familiarity with using, you know, your own gun that you've used a whole bunch versus the world.
Nobody's still sniping.
That's funny. Displace. Just jumps up and runs.
Oh, he's still sniping. On ping.
Orange.
Oh man, come on, just lead him just a little bit. Oh, he's got so many shots, he just can't get the hit.
They just got someone right there.
They need to climb up.
We gotta rotate. We should rotate right here. You wanna go there? You wanna go?
A little bit of plotting and strategery. Oh, he's got him again.
Yeah, you hear the internal debate of do we stay here and keep trying or do we reposition?
My Lord.
Sniping this game's ass.
Oh, he tagged armor now.
Yeah, he got him that time.
But that's that old debate of do we stay here and keep fighting this guy or do we reposition for a better spot? And generally when you stay and fight and tunnel on one team is when another team rolls up on you. Die.
Yeah, very much so. Tunnel vision a problem, a very big issue in a lot of games, but in battle royales in particular. And we saw Young Gods actually succumbing to it a little bit as well. You know how they slowed down.
Yep, I'm a member of that club as well.
Oh my Lord. Okay, going flat and going prone, getting the revive.
Getting melted up top, still getting wall bang. I'm pretty sure that was a wall bang because
I think it was.
There's no line of sight for that.
It jumps out the other side. Oh no, a little bit disastrous here. Bum Velvet probably not going to be happy that this is the bit that we captured them on stream.
Yeah, knocked a guy.
Oh, he got him. Good shot down range. Finally, kind of getting dialed in a little bit with the sniper rifle there. Unfortunately, that poison gas cloud moving in kind of block out some of his sights. I think he got another hit there at the end as well. Boom.
I think too, with the time frame we're approaching right now, it's going to start getting tight to get a whole nother game in if they aren't already starting one right now.
Yeah, given how long these games last, you are definitely getting into that zone. Sure, shoot at the truck. It's interesting what you said. The vehicles do seem to do a pretty good job of protecting their drivers from kind of small arms fire.
Bulletproof. I don't understand.
Oh, really? Oh, knocked, self-revived. That's rough. Kind of getting split attention up here on the high ground because they've got that group near the stadium, and then they got whoever was in that car over there.
That's the drawback to sniping. If you don't finish kills, is you're basically just telling everyone where you are. Even if you're silenced,
That's
if you
why
have
I
a
don't
headset
do it.
on, you can figure it out.
Yeah, very true. The suppressor does not make you completely invisible.
Yeah.
As much as you would like it to.
And just to clarify, I wasn't saying everything on the cars are bulletproof. That's just what it feels like. Oh, I like the
No.
play.
Everything on the car is bulletproof. Oh, he's dropped. Oh,
I love the play of I'm going out, may as well just call in this airstrike at my feet. Whoever goes for my loot probably
pick up this loot. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait at least maybe 10-15 seconds. Cap here, one of our teams that is vying for a high placed spot in our leaderboards. Cap sitting in 4th place last time I checked the scores with about 217 points. Unfortunately, their stream just a little bit choppy because I know there's a lot of people that would like to see them. Should also add, based on our latest update, Young Gods have moved into 1st place. They have 303 points, which puts them very far ahead of KRC, one of our EU teams that's clocking in at 2nd place with just 248.
Short of any of their games being evaluated and being qualified or point deducted for any reason, that looks like a pretty solid hold on, especially with now we're under the 15-minute window of pretty much getting a game in time. That's a hard score to beat.
Yeah, it really truly is. It's gonna take kind of a miracle, I think, for Cap to catch up.
Cap in a huge game, and currently looking at this, having 0 kills on 1 player is not a solid start for that. They do have a firefight right here. Maybe they can get on the board.
And maybe they can indeed. Unfortunately, we're kind of getting the slideshow version of that. Can't do a lot about the stream qualities that we get from these particular players, but Cap sitting at 208, Canadian at 195. They might be, I think, the only teams that are capable of even remotely trying to catch what Young Gods have done, and even then they are way out. So this needs to be a massive game for Cap if they want to get that. They could get a massive game here and get 2nd place spot, actually, now that I think about it.
True.
Not really sure how they could generate 100 points though. That's
especially if Young Gods is dropping in a game right now, which I'm assuming they are, and turning in maybe a half game. I doubt they can play a full game if they had. But maybe they may be able to.
Pushing up in the junkyard. Some of you who have played previous Modern Warfares will recognize, as you said, reusing some parts of some old maps right there. This is one of them.
Yep. And if you've played the current Modern Warfare, like the group campaigns, like the operations missions, you'll notice that this entire map is basically that operation.
Right.
Portion. So it's really cool how they reuse assets, and some of that game knowledge carries over from different play modes.
Indeed. Yeah, even this whole airplane graveyard kind of has flashes to some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 stuff as well, now that I think about it. I remember that particular map. Gotta get off those train tracks. You never know when the train's gonna come through.
Choo choo.
Choo choo, yeah. Could you imagine? Actually, that would be amazing. I got a
bullet train,
every once in a while just tears through. It would be great if there was a drivable train.
I mean, in this day and age, they update BR maps like every other month. So
please put in a drivable train. That would be amazing. Just sitting there with the car. Boom. God. So now they're driving with the heartbeat sensor out. Fortunately, the driver not the one using the heartbeat sensor, though you wouldn't
Well,
know
he
it from
might
the
have
fact
been.
that he
Did you
just
see them hit that
crashed
tree?
into
Yeah.
a tree. Yeah. And then straight into a building as well. Man, what do they make those cars out of? Jesus.
Oh, someone just got misted on the roof.
Hello. Yeah.
Not sure if that was one of their teammates. It looks like it was, according to the kill feed.
Somebody clip it so we can get the Wilhelm screaming on that, because good lord. I just fell down right in front of him. Oh,
Like there's still one more.
oh, I thought a grenade came down the pipe. No, something looked like it fell down. I was like, oh no. Okay, cheeky peeky there, getting a little bit of face scouting in as per usual. Pushing up over the top, that's an easy win on that gunfight. Unfortunately, not a lot you can do if you're the opponent in that situation. And now jumping down, clearing the hatch area. Yeah.
Not sure if you saw it there,
Solid.
but his teammate, when he pushed the roof, he immediately crouched back down.
Oh,
Mike and his teammate dies for it.
His teammate and died
So
for
let's
it.
see here. What are the odds that their teammate lands here for the revenge kill and just feeds them another one? The good old pistol 1v3.
They're looking at it. I mean, they're looking for it. He'd have to be real crazy to land there. Just bug out, you know, just go to another part of the map, maybe try and get some money, see if you can't buy your teammates back in. I guess that's, yeah. Or I guess alternatively, you just, you know, accept your fate. All been there, I'm sure, at least once.
There's always those teammates. Should we just back out?
Surrender.
Oh man, let Kevin see what he can do with the pistol. Let's go.
Kevin, see what he can do with the pistol. You know what? Why not?
You see here they called in the Blackbird or the Super UAV again.
Yeah, we've been
and they
seeing a
also-
lot of them.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common, like throughout the community, really. That's a thing you can do. It would have been crazy to figure that out, like on your own, just being like, everybody pop their UAV, see what happens. Because I remember the first time we did it and we saw it, we thought it felt like we were cheating. Just seeing everyone's triangles.
I do kind of wonder. I do kind of wonder what it's going to, you know, if they're going to keep it in the game, because it does seem so powerful. I mean, it is costly, I guess. Oh, hello, helicopter. Helicopter definitely thinking that they made a mistake there. Turned down the wrong street.
Yeah.
Wrong neighborhood. Roll them up. Let's get out of here. Cluster strike incoming now, so they're gonna have to skedaddle pretty dang quickly. Oh no, that's like almost right on top of them too.
They conveniently got out in time. I'm shocked to see that they're using a reticle here, and he's not playing with iron sight.
Yeah, it is true.
I will.
So for those of you who don't know, the reason you don't run a reticle is it drastically increases your ADS speed on every gun. It's what adds the most time to getting your gun physically up to where you can aim it and fire it. So in these scenarios where you're clearing buildings and cities, pushing corners, things like that, you want to have your gun up and able to shoot as fast as possible. So that's why most people aren't using a reticle, especially too because it also takes up a weapon attachment slot. There are tons of other attachments you can get that, you know, reduce the kick on the gun, the recoil, any type of other stats on the weapon, and using a reticle takes one of those away.
There you go. Very informative. Like I said, come for the gameplay, learn the gameplay tips. You know, we got it all.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, I'm helping. After this, we'll have a brief lecture on bullet physics and you know, everything else that you need to know.
How to zero your sniper rifle from
How to zero your sniper rifle? Yeah, exactly. So we are now approaching that 5-minute warning here. So teams kind of in their last matches now will have to either finish their games or back out and report the scores. Unfortunately, I think that means that kind of like that, Cap is not in a good position to take back the win. Yeah, kind of a little bit of a symptomatic of their situation. Still, you know, they have put up a pretty impressive showing. They will definitely secure themselves a spot, possibly in the top 3, definitely in the top 5. Canadian up there with them too, still fighting it out. But really, Young Gods, I think, has just been the dominant team today.
You can definitely hear the
both NA and EU. Yeah, you can hear it. You know, it's fair to be frustrated, I think, in that specific situation.
Oh, for sure.
Young Gods back on the screen here, kind of for their victory lap, as it were. And we see some of that high flying play that we've come to appreciate from them.
Oh,
They come in, say straight hello off the parachute, and gets another one. Why not? Hello. Redefining the playbook on airborne operations right there in Warzone.
For sure. What a drop in.
You feel bad for their opponents, I think, at that stage, because what are you gonna do?
Especially too, if you catch somebody on low sensitivity on a controller, that's hard to make that turn when he's coming in that fast. You just accept it.
Good old Ghost Skid coming in big. Switch back over to Cap here. Looks like he did gulag and get back into the match, so good for him. Still got a bit of a mountain to climb. Maybe good place though to secure that at least 3rd place slot. I don't think there's any doubt that they'll take that based on what we've seen from their score so far in this match. Of course, time is ticking down. About 3 minutes left in the kill race tournament before we can kind of give our final scores until they're all double checked tonight. So not the final scores, as it were.
You can see here too that both of his guns now don't have a sight on them. He's currently using the iron sight. So it's possible that gun that he picked up earlier wasn't his own, and it was, you know, just a organic gun, like one that spawns in the world.
Yeah, that is entirely possible, actually. Popping over, getting the self-revive. Nothing too surprising there. Pretty much been the theme of the night, honestly.
Give me some money so I can buy one.
See here, he's asking for.
Getting the UAV. Calling in said UAV, so they get the radar up in the air as well.
They've got 2 up right now. Notice how it's pulsing faster, one right after another. Is he gonna call the third? And there's the black.
There's Blackbird again. One of the many yet another Blackbird. We've seen a lot of those tonight. My lord.
Correct. And just for clarification, Blackbird was the kill streak that was in the previous Call of Duties.
Yeah.
So that's just what I and my group of friends call it. Some people call it advanced UAV. Some people call it super UAV. It's all the same.
Okay.
I like Blackbird, to be honest, but
same, you know, old habits die hard.
Yeah, it's a bit of a throwback. To be honest, I remember that kill streak.
Yeah.
That was a really expensive kill streak, if I remember correctly. Did you used to fly it in one of the Black Ops games? You like got put into it and you flew it. Not even Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. You're actually, I think it was 1 actually, because it was a the Blackbird is like a Cold War plane. No.
Could have been. Yeah. I just remember playing gun game a whole lot. Black Ops 1.
Yeah, gun game was a lot of fun. And there's the ride.
I know, like...
Getting the whip.
Getting the whip, yeah, cruising with the boys. Kind of running out of time here if they want to report this last game, though. They're going to have to exit out and report in a second.
I think there is a grace period, so I think they have 5 minutes from the top of the hour to submit the game. If memory serves.
Hopefully somebody somewhere is keeping track of that for them. Back to the buy station here. There comes the fog in on the backside, so that was why they were over there. In full value out of this 4x4 that they're in to grab whatever they could out of the buy station before heading back into the ring.
Another thing to consider too is Young Gods is also currently playing their, you know, insurance game, so to speak, that would cement their victory. So if they somehow mess up that submission and then Cap turns in a giant game here with a win, there's a chance. Oh, a chance. Nice snipe on the drone.
Look at that. That was nasty. Well done. Oh,
Another
a lot of
team
fire
firing
coming in
back.
though.
Killing their
They do-
toys.
They do have the advantage here though in both height and in ring position.
They do silhouette on the back end though, so if there's anyone in the
That's
circle
true.
looking back at them, if they're on a roof of any of those buildings in the town there by TV station, they definitely have a chance of seeing.
Very true indeed.
This is incredibly risky just sitting. The gang goes riding in the whip.
Whipping out again. All right, so our producer has informed us that the tournament itself is over, so it's done. There is that grace period that Virus just mentioned for teams to report their scores, but we expect most of the teams here need to be wrapping this up pretty quickly if they want to get their scores in for their last games.
Correct. To clarify this even more, this isn't they have until the end of the grace period to finish their games. They have until the end of the grace period to submit their games. That means take the screenshots, submit those, and submit the scores and the total.
Exactly.
They're on there.
Good shots coming in. Unfortunately, he will go down. Teammate is also down with the gas closing in. Got to self-revive, though, so he will be able to get back up.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, no. Flanked on the backside and
that
brought
may be a
down.
blessing in disguise, though.
Yeah, game's over. Technically.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I wonder. Let's see. Is Young Thug, or I'm sorry, Young Gods still playing? Do they still have a match rolling?
I would assume that they've wrapped up by this point in time. No, they look like they are clear, so they have reported their final score, and you can see that the score has updated. So these are our final score tables as they stand now, subject, of course, to review. A few teams still putting in their last games. Things could be gone back and looked at and changed if need be, but for now, until later tonight, I believe, when the scores are finally reported, we have Young Gods, 10 games total, 3 first place finishes, 224 kills, and 328 points for that top spot. They are followed by KRC with 248 points, Canadian with 233, Pacatrones Spain with 217, and then finally the team we just saw there, Cap, who I think have yet to report their final game, with 208 to round out your top 5. So there you go. Young Gods kind of winning by a significant margin there, Virus, not really being slowed down and not particularly surprising based on the play we saw.
And again, it looks like it all comes down to the kills. They also did have the most first place finishes, but look at their kills in comparison to everyone else. It seems like in the Call of Duty Warzone, the way to top the charts is to just chase after bodies.
Yep. They did have almost 50 more kills than I think the second place team, 224 to 175. 40, almost so close, off by 1. I will also say too that KRC, I mean, one of our EU teams, clearly put in a very solid performance, but unfortunately just not enough. But that will wrap up this kill race tournament and our coverage here. Any final thoughts we have there, Virus, at the tail end of this?
No, it was really good. I'm glad we saw the Blackbird, and we saw it so many times because that's something I recently learned in the last 2 weeks. So that's really cool. Take that home, use that. Other than that, man, it was a good tournament. Got to see a lot of solid kills. Really upset we didn't get to see the helicopter missile kill, but you know, can't win them all, right?
There will be one, I'm sure, in the future. Thank you so much for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed our Call of Duty Warzone tournament, it is the first one we have done here at the CGL. There will be more tournaments coming in Warzone for you. We're looking at one for the month of May and then another in the month of June. In discussions for a very big prize pool, kind of building up to a large prize finish there. So Call of Duty Warzone, a game that we're going to put a lot of time and effort into because, as you can see from today's stream, It's very exciting and very fun. I've been Corbec, joined here by Virus. Virus, thank you so much for coming in and helping us with the commentary. Anything you want to plug really quickly before we call it quits? Socials, anything like that?
No, I don't stream very much, but I do stream over on BTS Virus if you want to catch me out. I do usually play PC games, so that's mostly World of Warcraft. I do stream some of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare when my PC feels up to it. But yeah, that's it. Glad to be here. Glad I was able to come out and help out.
No problems. Thank you so much for stepping in and helping us with this. And then, of course, we have Swift, who's been handling all of our wonderful production. Thank you so much for picking up the back end. Actually drove home for like 3 hours, I think it was, so he could be here to do production for us. So we really appreciate that. Big thanks to Ryan as well, who designed all our graphics for today, got everything up and running. Really appreciate that. And then, of course, in the back end, Lawrence and the rest of the team who have been working so diligently to keep the scoreboard updated, keep all the teams registered. We thank you so much for your ongoing efforts here. More CGL will be coming up for you in the next couple of weeks. We have our Friday night Overwatch program and more other entertaining stuff. Our Apex Legends League will be coming to a conclusion soon as well. So do stay tuned to our social media. But from all of us here today for this Call of Duty Warzone tournament, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend and please stay safe.